people, big up to every single one of you for being here. Big up, first of all, to both Lee Gunner and to Saeed for the raid. Both of you guys are legends. Thank you so much for sending everybody over. Really do appreciate that. Big up tonight, of course, to Lee, who is with us. He's just nipped out from his live stream. He's just literally jumped on now, so he will be with us. Trust me. We've got DJ back in the house. We've got Ken on, and we've got Jez. Jez, it's been too long, mate. How are you, bro?
I'm all good, mate. I'm all good. I'm just sort of like, what are we doing with this football club, mate? I'm sure you're going to talk about it. Another player gone. You can't make it up, mate. Can you really? Let's be fair. It's just a joke. It's just a joke.
Joke Club, man. Joke Club. We're going to talk about it with Kenny, Lee, DJ, myself, Jez, and we will have both Toss and Northside potentially joining us and jumping on in a bit after they've finished doing their little bits and bobs. So hopefully we'll see them as well. Big up to everybody in the chat. I hope you're all doing so well. Great to see so many of you here. There's 650 of you here already. Unbelievable stuff. Please make sure you go and follow Reality Raffles. They've got a couple of unbelievable prizes to win a Mini Cooper JCW and £500. All you need to do is click on the link in the description and make sure you're following Reality Raffles and you're in with a chance to win it. There's also a great opportunity for you to win the iPhone 16 or £600. Make sure you are following them, people. They do so many prizes. There's a great opportunity to get football tickets as well, and of course they do concerts and gigs and music festivals and all sorts over there, so please make sure you're following them. Show them some love. Give them a follow on Instagram, Reality Raffles. There'll be an unbelievable opportunity. Lee, big up to you, bro. Thank you so much for the raid. Before we talk Arsenal, Hala Madrid, bro. Real Madrid, Manchester City. You know what I'm saying, bro? I'm looking at this thinking, wow, Manchester City have got bozos in their team.
Yeah, so have Real Madrid, mate. Yeah, but the difference is Real Madrid always find a way, innit? This season, Man City don't. And that game, like I said to you backstage, yeah, that game, just put clown music or Benny Hill music or something over it, because that game was awful. Yeah, the quality of the first touch, the passing, like it was good as a neutral, like to watch the game and all of that. Yeah, and it was like the game flew past. Yeah, but nah, it's crazy. How Vinny Jr. got man of the match was crazy as well. Like he was awful. Yeah, and he's been awful all season. Camavinga should have been subbed off at half time. Yeah, Mendy should never have started. Yeah, the game was just horrible. I can't lie, but it made for entertainment because it was just littered with mistakes. And then Agent Kovacic turns up, and then you got Brian. This is how tap football is. Yeah, this is how woke football's gone. Brahim Diaz came through City Academy going, "Oh, I'm sorry I've equalised against you." Shamelessly then gets celebrated on by all his teammates. Where's the mentality from Madrid? They'd never do that at the Bernabeu, by the way, celebrating an equaliser like that. Then when Jude scores the winner, he's doing a celebration with him. Well, make your mind up, mate. Do you want to celebrate or not? Like, get out of here, man. That game was trash. Yeah, but Hala Madrid, they find a way. I told you, don't rule these motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Anyway,
mate,
I
don't know how they're doing that with. I don't know how they're doing that with a washed manager. Look what he did at Everton, mate.
Yeah, with about 1 billion injuries, ACLs left, right, and centre.
Sick of it, man. Sick of it. Unbelievable. But we ain't yet to talk Madrid,
by the way, Dan.
Man City. Nah, come on, bro. You're always welcome. You know that. Cheers for the raid as well. Big up to Saeed as well for the raid. Absolute legend. And big up to all of you guys for coming over here. Nearly 1,000 of you already. That's absolutely mad. Big up to all of you. Make sure you hit the like and hit the subscribes. There are only 48 to get to 33k. Let's do that now, people. Let's get up to 33. In fact, let's try and get it close to 35 tonight if we can. Big up to every single one of you. Well, there's news, people. There's news. Arsenal have hardly kicked a ball. No FA Cup football. We've had a nice weekend. Do you know what? I've actually enjoyed it, boys. I can't lie to you. I've sat there, chilled out, relaxed. Don't have to do any like match reactions on games, ranting and raving about this team. But there is news. There is news. And it's come from sources that people do find fairly reliable if it's a transfer window. So I imagine they find it very reliable now. Yeah, it seems that we have got more injuries, mate. I'd like to read this one out first because this is hilarious. From Team News and Ticks. Kai Havertz injury, hamstring injury, was caused by a high-pressing drill in Arsenal's training session. Kai Havertz suffered a worrying injury scare during a training session on Arsenal's training trip to Dubai earlier this week. Sources have indicated the problem is hamstring-related, though the precise diagnosis remains unconfirmed. Now, before I go into some questions on that as a panel, there's more news. I don't quite know who this bloke is. Anybody know this?
Are you signing? You signing?
There are emerging fears.
Does the massages?
Don't worry though, lads. Yeah, because Kieran Tierney is injury prone.
Yeah, we need to get rid of Tierney. He's injury prone.
Yeah,
we need to get rid of him ASAP. There are emerging fears over Tomiyasu's troublesome knee. I mean, I didn't actually know it was a troublesome knee. No one told me what his injury was. Doctors believe to have considered sending the player for an operation in an effort to cure the issue. A procedure would likely rule Tomiyasu out for a significant period of time. This is, I mean, look, let me just stop sharing this. Absolute waffle.
But don't worry, he got a pay rise, Dan. Yeah, we had to sign him up because, I mean, he's a crucial squad member. Yeah, and Kieran Tierney, has factually been injured less since Tomiyasu signed. He's been factually injured less than since Zinchenko signed. Factually injured less since Jesus signed. The same with Thomas Partey. But don't worry, Kieran Tierney is the issue and he's going to leave on a free. But let's sign this guy up and give him a pay rise for being injured. I thought it was his calves, Dan. I can't lie. I thought they were made of sand. Yeah, but now it's a knee. Why do we keep getting knee injuries? Like, it's wild, guys. I don't get it.
Well, I didn't know what the injury was to Tomiyasu. I've got to say, I thought he was just got a hologram or something because I haven't seen the geezer. He played 6 minutes against Southampton. I haven't seen him since. Yeah. This geezer is absolutely pointless having him in the squad. And do you know what's mad? Ben White, as much as he is durable, I know he's been out this season. I blame bloody Tomiyasu for Ben White getting injured because we've overplayed him because this guy is nowhere near ready to be a part of this side. And people think we're going to get rid of him in the summer. No one's signing him, mate. We're stuck with him for another season until his contract runs down. That's the mad thing. The Havertz situation is just absolutely laughable. We have Martinelli go off with a hammy against who do we play? Newcastle. And then we've got Havertz now apparently out with a hamstring injury. What the hell are we doing in training? I thought we were being refreshed and having a break over in Dubai. Hey?
Tripping over, win the dog shit. That's what they're doing. Slipping and sliding on the shit. Like, maybe that's what's happening, Dan. I don't know. Well, I don't know what the guys think, but it's mad, isn't it?
I've got to honestly ask what's going on because I was told that we didn't need anybody in January because there was no one to sign and there was nobody out there that we could get in. But now we haven't got a front line. They're all injured. Saka is going out till next season. I mean, like, Jez, try and make this make sense, bruv. What's going on here?
Mate, Dan, guys, I can't make head nor tail of this. I don't honestly, I was thinking about chatting about this earlier. I don't know at such a period in time ever in the last 30 years we've gone through this absolute shocking period of injuries. I mean, I can't blame the training ground this week because we've been out in Dubai in the desert. So that's not the factor here at all, is it? There has got to be a problem I'm no expert, right? I'm not going to say I am. Is it our trainers? Is it, I don't know, is it the fitness? Is it the fact that the players just don't keep themselves fit enough? I don't get it, man. Dan, I don't get it because, you know, we never used to have this with the teams, the great teams we had with Wenger. Yeah, we got the odd injury here and there. Of course, every team does, man. But this is shocking now. I mean, we sat here. I just said to Kenny before. We're sitting here now, and we're like, oh Christ, 29. Havertz is injured. Oh Jesus Christ! And that. I mean, you got to laugh, right? Because at the end of the day, we're saying, oh, Havertz is injured. Like he's the greatest striker we've ever had in our lives. I mean, come on, man. The fact is, what it actually means is that we are now another player gone. Tomiyasu. Yeah? Well, yeah, big deal. Haven't seen him all year, really. So that's no big loss, really. But what have we got up front, guys? what have we got now? I mean, yeah, Havertz isn't the greatest striker in the world, is he? Never has been, never will be. But what we got now? We ain't got Martinelli. He's out. Yeah. We got Trossard. Right. Who else are we going to go with here? It's Saka's out. See you later. We won't see him probably. I don't want to see him until next August. For sure. What are we doing here? We are done and dusted, people. And we're still in the Champions League. And I get told that we're going to challenge, gentlemen, in the Champions League. Oh, and we're going to challenge in the Premier League. Can't make it up, can you? Seriously, what are people talking about here now? I can't see it personally. I really can't see it because, I gave up the season last week. I really gave it up when we went out of the semi-final against Newcastle, gone out of the FA Cup. That was 2 chances we had of possibly winning some silverware. We ain't winning the Premier League. Let's get real. We certainly ain't winning the Champions League. With what squad we've now got, Dan, it's an absolute joke situation. I mean, as on Lee's stream earlier, Matty summed it up. We start again in August.
Mate, what's hilarious, Kenny, is, Netweed said it here. It says, good. It's everything this 2-bit manager deserves for creating another Nearly Heroes Netflix episode while not doing his job buying Watkins, etc. Big up to you, Netweed. I know you're definitely not a fan of what's happening at the club and who is at the moment. There are some people asking where Agal is. Agal will be on next week. He's not about tonight. Tossing should be here, and Northside might be jumping on.
How convenient that he's not about again. Is this guy all right? Only rocks up when it's going sweet.
No, he is busy. He genuinely is busy. Next week, he said next week. But no, Kenny, let me come to you, bro, because people are saying already, wait till the summer. The signings are coming in the summer. Well, the last time I checked, we've got a Premier League and a Champions League to win, which is why apparently the fans have been so excited that we're out in Dubai getting ready and shaped up to try and win it. With these injuries, I think it's near or impossible now.
Look, the thing is that we all predicted this was happening. I predicted this was happening anyway. I looked at the fixture list. I looked at the Champions League programme. I looked at that ridiculous Christmas programme where we just play, where we have that traditional BS. And thin squad, Champions League games now got intensity. Every game you play in the Champions League got something in it. We went deep into the Carabao Cup. Who knew we were going to get these sort of injuries? And the thing is that's so scary is that there's players who are in the red zone who are liable to be injured because they haven't to play because of the numbers. So you can't actually rotate anyone. And again, this is on the manager and the coaching staff because they saw the Champions League, program. We all knew it was a league game. We all knew that it was going to go deep into January, which meant the Christmas, games that we're having was even more ridiculous than ever. Thin squad. You already saw your best player go out of injury. You already saw Odegaard go out of injury. There's a bit of a pattern there, isn't there? Too many games. Thin squad. Having to play, not being able to rotate your players. And unfortunately, they're going to go down like flies. And what's going to happen now? Who's going to be next? Because there's loads of players who've played basically nearly every minute of every big game. And we've had to because, these games got something on it. So not surprised. More coming. In terms of what's happening in the summer, well, I've said it here now. Regardless of injuries or not, you have to freshen up every 2 years. And definitely in the third year, we've got to freshen up. If we go in with this squad coming into the 25-26 season, we won't even get top 4 because there's a lot of areas we need to freshen up. Just get new faces in, a new you know, some players to give us something different. Because I'll tell you one thing there. You only have to look at Man City. Look at what you're seeing in Man City. They didn't refresh. Look what you're seeing there. Losing games where they start well in the first half, second half of games, easy to play against because Pep didn't want to refresh, and that's what we got. And before I pass the baton on, if anyone's kidding themselves that we're in a title challenge, ask yourself one question. 8 years ago, when Spurs finished second at Chelsea, where they finished 6 points behind Chelsea, were you saying that Spurs won the Championship challenge with Chelsea? No, you weren't. Liverpool win tomorrow. That'll prove what I'm saying. It's not. We're not. We've never been in the challenge for the title. It's been one team who's basically had the race themselves because no one's big enough to challenge them.
No, facts, Kenny. That's a great point about that Chelsea thing as well, man. I've never even heard that point before. That's a great one. Tosin, bruv, great to see you back, man. A lot of people, whenever you come on, everyone's like, why is Tobes on? Why is Tobes on all the time? It's like, no, this is not Tobes. So big up to you, bro. How are you, man?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Sorry, can you hear me all right? For some reason, my connection is
Yeah, it's my Wi-Fi, I think it's mine.
Okay, I thought it was mine. Okay, cool, sweet. Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. It's good to be here. Yeah, like I've been trying to keep my head low because this team are doing my head in, but it is what it is. Just doing my head in, man.
Bro, talk to me, man. It's been a while.
Oh yeah, mate, nothing's changed. Nothing has changed. I think, yeah, I'm at the point now where like I just want to be a logical fan, you know. I just want to be someone who just actually approaches watching Arsenal and just commenting objectively on them. I don't want to be too toxic or too. I just say what it is. I think I think the recruitment's been poor. I think the manager has a lot of questions to answer. Not just in terms of how he sets up the team. I like him. I think he's a good coach. But I think I just think he's not humble. I think there's a lot of areas where if he just made certain tweaks, I think the team is just what we're seeing now is just the team are slowly what's the word? We're slowly succumbing to all the things that many people were concerned about. Like even Havertz now, I saw he's got a muscular injury. Yeah, that makes sense, bro. You've been running this guy into the ground, man. Like he's not that good in the first place. I don't think he should be playing as many games. He shouldn't even be playing as many minutes as he plays for us. But that's another story. So it's just that's where I'm at with Arsenal. But oddly, at the same time, I do think we can win the Champions League. I really do. I really think we can. Maybe that's just maybe that's the hope in me talking. But I really think
that's got to be hope, not belief, right?
Yeah, I mean our defense always gives us a chance against anyone. It's just what we're gonna do once our defense actually has the ball and pass it to our midfielders. So yeah, that's where I'm at, and I'm also kind of on an Odegaard. I'm watching Odegaard, man. I personally don't think he should be Arsenal captain anymore. Maybe some may call that harsh, but I don't think he's captain material. To be honest, I think he's a quality player. He's world class. On his day, he's world class on his day. A captain is someone who shows up for the team, whether it's his day or whether it's not his day. I think if I'm looking at that team, I'm looking at the squad that of players. I'm looking at performances. Who's really been trying to play like a club captain when we're in the mud. I'm looking at his midfield partner, Declan Rice. I've seen more from him, who's not even an offensive midfielder, than I have from Odegaard. So I personally don't think he should be Arsenal captain. So that's where I'm at with Arsenal right now, to be honest.
Interesting, man. I'll come to Lee in a minute because I know we'll definitely have some points to throw back at you on that. Before we do that, there's 30 more subs I need for 33k. Come on, people. We've got to do is hit like and subscribe. We've got 1.7 in here. We should easily be able to do that. Hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure you're following all of these guys as well. You got Jez, Arsenal, The History and More. You got Kenny Ken on all things social. You've got Lee Gunner and Lee, you've got DJB, and you've got Tosin, who's got his Twitter handle there. So please make sure you're coming and following these guys, man. And apologies for my Wi-Fi that is moving mad tonight for some reason. Jay, before I bring Lee in, he's definitely going to have some.
Dan, go to DJ and reboot your thing and come back because you're moving crazy.
Yeah.
You're moving
Go
like
on, DJ.
29
What
up
do you
front or Odegaard in a big game.
You there, Dan? Yeah. Right.
Now go on, DJ. Go. Tell him.
Yeah, I'm just feeling really flat now, and the Havertz news just puts the icing on the cake for me. Let's look at the facts. Let's look at the facts on this. This is a team, Arsenal Football Club, that finished 2 points behind a Manchester City team. They knew the format of the Champions League at the start of the season. In fact, they knew it the season before it was going to change, right? So they knew the games were going to be tough. They knew the fixture list was going to be tough, and they knew it was going to be a long season. So then you sit down with your board and whoever else you sit down with, and you go like, what have we got? Have we got replacement for this, and this? No. But we've got a few academy players in the wings that are not quite ready yet. We don't want to break them in just yet, but they've got potential. And here we are in February, season over. It's done. I'm sorry. The Carabao Cup was our biggest chance of silverware this year, and we threw it in the bin. 2 very poor performances. So here we are in February. We're relying on a 17-year-old now, Wanyeri, to come in and pick up the pieces. We're relying on Skelly at left back to do a job. When we signed Calafiore, when we had Sinchenko, when we had already Tierney at the club, we then now got to rely on Skelly at left back, who he'll probably play at left wing. He'll probably play at left midfield now because it's the only option if Havertz is injured. So I want to know is, who is it down to? Is it down to the manager not signing these players and strengthening in the summer, that our season's over in February? Is it the board? Is it who's it down to? Because somewhere along the line, us as fans has been absolutely sold down the lane with this one. So at the start of the season, you got Champions League, you got the Premiership, you got the FA Cup and Carabao Cup. And here we are in February, when our team at the start of the season should have been stronger. As the season's gone on, we're weaker. How are we weaker? We are weaker in February than what we were at the start of the season.
Facts.
It's getting worse. It's not getting any better. And it's going to get worse. And it's just, can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, your camera's gone though, but yeah, we can hear you.
Camera's gone, okay. It's just crazy. I just can't get my head around it. So Havertz now hamstring. If that's a hamstring, you're looking at 4 to 6 weeks, depending on the severity of it. And we're all up in arms because Havertz has pulled an hamstring. Well, he shouldn't have been our first choice anyway.
True.
Exactly. We should have a front line where Havertz gets injured. Okay, he's injured. All right, not a problem. And this is where I'm at, guys. It's just not good enough. It really isn't good enough. Where do we go from here? We're just going to have to keep winging it, because I know what they're going to try and do. They're going to try and rush Saka back, and that'll be the worst mistake that this football club and manager will ever make, because you'll have another Michael Owen on your hands there. So guys, I'm really seeing the season out now. I'm just going to take the rough with the smooth. If we turn up and have a brilliant game, fair enough. I'll enjoy it if we win. But as for trophies, winning the league, getting past the next hurdle in the Champions League with this squad is going to be tough enough. And that's where I'm at, guys. I can't believe as the season's gone on, we've got weaker. Because with the injuries, that's where we're at now. It's ridiculous.
It's scary. Yeah, it's scary. I don't know what's happened to your camera, DJ. I don't know if you want to come back off and come back. I can't. We can hear you. We can't see you. So big up to you, mate. Lee, look, Chris was on the other day with me. We were both chatting. he said it's criminal, and it is criminal.
At least
Messed up
we're on the
Watkins
same.
and
At least we're
Morata.
on the same page on Morata, because I get laughed out of town when I mention him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
and let's be real. We could have got that geezer for 10 million quid. Oh, but he's a donkey. Well, we got a donkey out front, mate. Yeah. At least this one's a winning donkey. Yeah. And the same with so many other players. We could have got Elise for 45 mil, Champions League clause. Yeah. We could have got Dovbik for 24 mil. Oh, but it's a Farmers League. All I keep hearing, Farmers League, Farmers League, Farmers League, Farmers League. Well, the farmers are harvesting trophies, mate. Yeah. And when we come up against these farmers, yeah, we get banged when it matters. Yeah. Worst Bayern Munich team in what, 15 years? Hashtag pray for Bayern. Yeah, cool. How does that work out? Yeah, just coming back to Odegaard. Yeah, that guy shouldn't be captain. I agree with Tosin. Yeah, that guy should not be our captain. Gabriel Magalhaes should be our captain. And that is a player that I've done a full U-turn on. Because that guy, yeah, I was like, this guy's a bozo. Yeah, but now he's been better than Saliba since the World Cup in Qatar. Let's just be real with it. He's been our best defender, full stop. Yeah, he's been our best attacker this season. maybe put him up front. Yeah, but at the same time, right, we can talk about injuries all we like. I've just watched the Real Madrid team tonight that have got Militao out again with another long-term injury. That had him out with an ACL again last season. Alaba's come back off an ACL and now out again. They're Courtois, their main goalkeeper, out with an ACL, comes back, does an MCL. They're playing Valverde at right back, Tchouameni at centre back, and a kid from the academy who was outstanding tonight, by the way, and has been all season. They're playing Dani Ceballos in midfield, who currently walks straight into our team. Because that guy, I don't care what anyone tells me, is better than Odegaard. Yeah, people again laugh me out of town when I say that. This guy is light years clear of Odegaard. This guy is at Real Madrid for a reason. When he came to Arsenal, Ceballos, yeah, that guy scored the winner against Sheffield United, which is the only trophy this guy's ever won, by the way. Yeah, the manager, Arteta. And he scored the winner. If VAR was in that game, Sheffield United would have beaten us. Because their 2 goals that were offside weren't offside. There was no VAR. They would be out. And then who stepped up clutch? Oh, the Real Madrid lad. The actual proper one. Not the guy that played in the Castilla. Yeah, 62 times. And for the actual team, 11 times. Then came to us on loan and we signed him for his PR. Yeah, worst captain we've ever had, mate. Yeah, that guy should not be at our football club. He's a disgrace. Yeah, we've got a joker up front that always looks tranquilized when he's playing. Like walking around sedated like he's done edibles and all that. Like, oh, poor me when he misses a chance. We got rid of every attacking player that he inherited. And look at the state of our attack. And like, I don't want to say I told you so, but I gave the window a 0 out of 10 in the summer and said we're going to get a mad amount of injuries. And people go, oh, you're just negative, you're negative, you're negative. No, I can see it coming, mate. We got lucky last season without having a major injury. This season, I don't think we're going to rush Saka back, by the way. I think that's what he's doing at home. But let's take him on holiday, because that's what they're on. They're on a holiday for failure. Right? And we'll put that out there to peddle it up so we forget about the shit shows against Man United and Newcastle. Let's be real with it, right? I'm 43 this year. Right? I've seen my team, yeah, first title I ever see, I was young. Yeah, I was just turning 7. Go to Anfield. I never knew what that meant at the time, innit? When I got older, you realise, they were the best team in the world. How comes, yeah, this guy goes to Newcastle and can't score a goal, but Bromley can? Yeah, Bromley can score a goal. Yeah, Bournemouth go and score 4. We've had 3 shots on target in 3 years against them. Somebody put a comment in my chat earlier and said, oh, Eddie Howe's got a dog. Yeah, he's got a dog, a female dog. It's called Arteta. Yeah, like, well, what we're doing here, it's embarrassing. And the thing for me, yeah, we have been winging it for a long time. And the reason we're winging it, and it looks great on paper, is because the rest of the league is shit. You've got teams in this league that don't even care about winning anything. They don't even try to win anything. They're just there for the TV revenue. Brighton, Brentford, Palace, they couldn't care less about winning anything. They throw cup competitions in the bin left, right, and centre to get 2 spots higher, right? Then when we
still can't win them though, even when they do that.
And this is my point. People want to sit here and go, "Oh yeah, well we've made major revenue profits and all of this, and since he's coming, this myth about he inherited a mess." Okay, cool. What did Unai Emery inherit Aston Villa then? What did Unai inherit when he got us to a Europa League final?
True.
And then when people want to say it takes time, no, it don't, because this manager Arteta has proven he could win in 6 months. He then rips up the whole thing, gets rid of everyone who won, spent 735 million quid and ain't won nothing. And everyone's happy. Yeah, some of us were going. Kenny, you're still going. Dan, you're still going. So I don't know about it. I don't know you personally, and I don't know your background with Arsenal as much. I see you on streams and that, and big up to you. Yeah, but we were going when everyone was punching each other's heads off, Wenger in, Wenger out.
Yeah.
We're now 1,650 odd days into a trophy drought. When Wenger was doing that, everyone was weighing each other in at the ground. What's the difference?
Facts.
The difference is constant PR. Yeah. Notice they dropped more merch today. More merch. That's the 15th merch drop of the season. That's one more than we've had wins in the Prem. Why? Why are they dropping merch non-stop? Why do they, and you guys mentioned it earlier on the pod we did, why they put a legend of the club in the club shop on match day? Oh, shit. Oh, Lundberg's in the club shop. Oh, my God. Oh, Charlie George is in the club shop. Now you're in there. Why is the women's games held at the Emirates? Why? Because the shop's open, mate. It ain't in Boreham Wood because there ain't one. Yeah, it's all a marketing scam. This club is an absolute disgrace, and it's a shadow of the club I started supporting in '87. Yeah, it's an absolute disgrace, mate. Yeah, but you're not allowed to say that because you're negative. You'll profit off the club losing. Well, what's 29 doing then? Yeah, what's Tomiyasu doing then? What's Zinchenko doing? What's Fabio Vieira doing? Yeah, what are all these players doing? But Tierney, oh, he's injury prone. Get out of it, man. I'm sick to death of it. Yeah, this club's a shambles, mate. And the problem is there's 104,000 people on the waiting list for a season ticket. So if Kenny swerves his back, they can sell that 104,000 times over. Yeah. Somebody will buy it. Yeah, people like us, yeah, don't care about us because now the majority, yeah, don't give a shit. They're just there for vibes.
They don't want people like me and Kenny and DJ, though, Lee. They don't want people like me and Kenny and DJ turning up. They want us to throw our tickets in so we can get the new people on the list coming because they'll be begging for it. They'll be coming every single game, buying everything in the shops, buying everything in the pub, in the bars and all that there. Honestly, mate.
Can I just say one more thing, Dad? Sorry, I'll shut up after that. I just want to say one more thing, right? A pint in the Emirates is what, $6.85?
It's got up now. I think it's about £7 in it, Kenny. Something like that now.
Well, Kenny don't drink.
Kenny don't drink. DJ.
I don't drink. I just drink Ribena with ice blocks. So you're asking the wrong person.
But $6.85 was the last time I see for a pint. And 14 or 15.
7.10. Yeah, it's 7.10, isn't it, DJ?
7.10 and 14 or 15 quid for a hot dog. Yeah. What, is Gordon Ramsay cooking this up? Like, they're taking the piss. But this is my point, yeah, and I'll end on this, yeah, right? There's so many people that are just happy to be there, and this goes back to COVID. We all sat in our gaffs for 2 years. Yeah, then it's back up my. There was a protest against Chelsea, by the way, first full Emirates attendance. Yeah, how many people rocked up? Five people. Oh, I'm back at my second home. No, you don't work at the Emirates, mate.
No.
Like, you don't work there. That's not your second home. Like, relax. These people are just happy to be there. Yeah, and this is the problem with these English-supported like clubs, whether you're English or whether you're from overseas. Obviously, I live here now in Spain. In Spain, these men riot. In Italy, they riot. In Germany, they riot. I'll give you the best example, and I'll shut up. Ajax stormed their flipping stadium, yeah, kicked the shit out of everyone. Yeah, police horses, water tanks, everything. They were second bottom. They sacked their manager. Now they're top of the league 18 months later. But it takes time. No, it don't. People have got it in their head that this guy has brought us from obscurity when he had us bottom and 15th for 5 weeks in a row, when he inherited a team that got Europa League final and finished 2 points off third. Yes, he was 8th, joint sick when he got sacked. However, this guy took 3 full years to overtake his points tally and league finish. I don't want to hear no chat. 700 mil. He should be sacked. He should have been sacked when he lost to Emery against Villarreal. Yeah, go and get another manager. If we go backwards, cool. But this perception of, if we get a new manager, he'll need all of his own players. So what happened to coaching then, lads?
Yeah, fact.
Right.
I think there's a lot of fear factor now amongst the fans. They honestly believe that there's no life after Arteta. They've been so sucked in now with this manager. I think they honestly believe that since the COVID era and everything else and getting the fans and all the PR, I think they honestly believe there is no there's no life after Arteta. I think they generally think they've been sucked in.
Thing is, DJ. Thing is, mate. Sorry to interrupt you.
No,
I think the point is now, right? We are never going to go back to be the club that we once were. We've now, as elders, myself, I'm not going to, yourself, we're a similar age. We're never going to go back to the club we once were.
No.
Never. I think the problem is that it's very hard to accept the fact that this once great club is not ever going to be at that standard again. I hate to say it, Dan.
No, I do agree with that, Jess. But the thing is, we should be winning at least a trophy, perhaps.
I get that,
or a couple of trophies every couple of seasons at least.
I get that, mate. But we've got a certain fan base. I told you earlier on today.
Yeah,
I said to you on Lee's show, when we Kenny and you and I did a stream, right? People are out there. You saw the comment. You saw it.
Yeah.
I would take beating Man United 5-1 more than a trophy.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Why?
This is what we're having to put up with.
Why? I mean, okay, it's a great result against Man City. Great result. Brilliant. Yeah. I was gassed. You were gassed. We were all probably gassed up about it. But what has it achieved? We lost to Newcastle United the next game.
Mm.
So what did it achieve us, boys? Nothing. And this is the problem. This is the problem, guys. This is the fan base. Not everyone, but a certain factor of the fan base that we now have at Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium that accept failure. And we know. Sorry, before I shut up, there are YouTubers out there, right, that accept this. They accept it and they think it's okay. Because now, right, after all of this, what's happened in this last week, we go again, gentlemen. We go again. No. I do not accept failure. I get called out on it. I get called out on my stream. Oh, you're just too old. You need to move on. This blah, 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 blah. No, because I've seen this great club that I grew up with as a little kid see and achieve greatness. Yeah, I've seen us go through some terrible times in the 70s. Awful. But we got out of it and then we rebuilt. I don't see now. That's the point I'm trying to make. It this rebuild under this manager we have right now. I've not seen anything getting better. I've not seen anything. But I get told, oh well, we've come second, and we're challenging, and we'll probably come second.
Yeah, but to a lot of the fans though, Jez, second is success. This is the problem. This is the problem. A lot of the modern fans nowadays coming second and having a real good go is acceptable.
Yeah.
See, the problem is I've got, when this manager came in, we was told, trust the process. That's all we heard. Trust the process. Yeah. 5 years on, we're now not trusting the process. We're now on another rebuild. I thought we was on a rebuild 5 years ago when the man could walk through the door. That was the rebuild. I allowed a rebuild for sort of 2 or 3 years. 5 years on, we're still on a rebuild. And now we're talking about, oh, wait for the summer. Well, what people don't realise is, come the summer, when we bid for these players, there's going to be other clubs bidding for them, and they're going to look at Arsenal and they're going to look at the trophy cabinet in the last 20 odd years, and they're going to go, well, I ain't going now. You know, so this is the problem we've got, guys. You know, we automatically think because it's Arsenal. If we put a bid in for Gyökeres, he's going to go, oh, yeah, brilliant, Arsenal are coming in for me. But there's going to be other teams coming in for him. We should have struck when the iron was hot in the summer. And then we should have gone again in January, or had something teed up November, December, ready for January. And we just sat there and done nothing. And now we've got Havertz out. We've got a front. This is our front. As we talk now, our front line for Leicester is Sterling, Trossard, who's not a striker, and Wanyeri. This Wanyeri kid should have only been playing, sort of coming on as a kind of player here, there, and building him up. He's now going to be starting as one of our main people, one of our main players. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
What's
Honestly,
scary as well, right, DJ? What's scary, and I'll put this to you, Kenny and Tossin, right? He's actually probably the one that I do trust the most out of the three, Wanyeri. He's the one that's actually exciting me. He's the one that actually can strike a football. He's the one that when he gets to the ball, he's lifting me out of my seat. He's the one I'm looking at going, right, he better start. And even now I'm looking at things. Gary Neville made a great comment the other night. We played Newcastle and said, why can't any of these strikers strike a football? And he's right. Wanyeri's the only one who can. Everyone else taps it, including our captain, by the way. Yeah, who can't strike a football and never really been able to shoot on goal. He can drift it in or flick it into the box. That's all he can do. Is just pass it with weight of pass. We've got Trossard, who's probably our best finisher in front of goal, to be fair, but he don't exactly strike a football amazingly well, but he's probably the best we got. Martinelli taps it, Sterling taps it, and then Havertz, don't even get me started. We're lucky if he gets anything on it, this guy. I mean, it's just embarrassing, to be fair, up top him. It really is. So, look, Kenny, that DJ makes a good point, bruv. We got Leicester at the weekend, and it's going to be Sterling, Wanyeri, and Trossard. Bro, talk to me. What does that do to you, confidence-wise? Those three.
Well, the thing is that obviously I'm going to be at the game anyway, but I've been prepared for this for a long time anyway. You know, in terms of Sterling. The only consolation is Sterling plays up left. We've been calling for Wanyeri to get more game time. I would have assumed that he'd probably play in the midfield, but there is a vacancy on the right. And then obviously Trossard, I won't lie, Trossard does have quick feet. There is a goal threat. So it is what it is. It's the only front three we can really play. They're playing in their actual positions. You know, there's been talk about playing Calafiori on the left-hand side of the attack. Why? Play him in his proposition at left back. You can't play at left back at the moment because, you know, MLS is in sparkling form. You can't leave MLS out of the team. So Calafiori's going to have to wait his turn. That's basically what the situation is. The Sterling issue is basically that if we had the Sterling from Euro 2021, he probably wouldn't be at the football club. That's the thing. We got a player that's clearly in the wane, but he's the player that we're going to have to look at. And that's the thing. I still, and I'm not being arrogant, I still think we're going to go to Leicester and win. Not because, you know, the fact that we're the Arsenal. We've still got a better team than Leicester, and Leicester's still got mistakes in them. Defensively, they're very, 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 very poor, especially at them. And they're a sort of team that, energy-wise, they'll run out of gas. So I expect us to beat Leicester. I expect us to beat West Ham. The Nottingham Forest game is a bit tricky in terms of the fact that they got a bit about them this season. But I've seen games where in the second half they've run out of steam, but they arguably, for me, got a lot more quality than the teams we're going to play. So the Nottingham Forest game is the one I'm worried about. But Leicester on Saturday, despite the fact we've got injuries, I'll be very, very shocked if we lose that game or you don't even win it.
Well, look, I'll tell you this, Tossin. We're in Dubai. I dare this team to drop points against Leicester or West Ham, mate. Trust me, it's going to go nuts if that happens. Yeah, and I'm going to be one of them who's going nuts. In fact, you know what? I think I'm kind of done with the ranting and raving now. They've shown me what they are. This club, they've shown me what they are, and they deserve everything they've got at the moment because they've put themselves in this mess. So, yeah, talk to me, bro. How confident are you, mate?
What, when you say confident, ahead of the match or just in general?
Well, both really. I mean, we've got Leicester next, so you can touch on that, and then the rest of the season. 14 games left.
Leicester will beat them. As for the rest of the season, it's a strange one. It's an unknown quantity for me. I don't it's just hope, and just wishing for the best, really. Because when you think about it on paper, right, the injuries are not ideal. No, they're not, right? And I'm not trying to be silver lining type of person, but really and truly, there is kind of a silver lining in that if I think about Trossard, the best I've seen Trossard perform for Arsenal is when he plays as a false nine. He's terrible as the 8. He's not great as the winger, and his form has been a lot. Yeah, he's not great, but his form, in my opinion, has been a lot better. He's quietly had decent performances. Like that Wolves game, he was one of the good creative outlets. Against City, he wasn't bad. You know, obviously he's got like he's I'm not really too mad at that. And Sterling as well. So obviously he still doesn't fully look fit to me, but I'm gonna hang on hope that look, bro, you're playing left. I think he's a better left wing option in my opinion than Martinelli. Um, like some may question that, but I think he's a better left wing option than Martinelli purely because I think he'll take on his man more. He'll just do a bit more coming off that left. I think he'll do a lot better for Arsenal on the left than on the right. And in terms of Ethan Waneri, yeah, he's young. Yeah, we shouldn't really be in a position where he's playing, but really and truly, he's the most. It's the state of Arsenal is that the youngest players are the ones that play with the most cojones, which is sad. That Waneri and Lewis Skelly, they're the ones that play like yo, I've been in this team for a long time. If you get what I mean. So I think the unknown quantity, man. I think that might help us. You know, I think that's a front line that you don't really know what to expect from. So I think that could possibly work in our favor. I definitely think we'll have enough to beat Leicester. I definitely think we'll have enough to beat West Ham at home. It's just what we're gonna do when we're up against a really good team. You know, is there gonna be that clinical edge? That's what I want to see change in the team. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter who we play. Every time we play, regardless of what rotation of attackers we play, we just miss a lot of chances. And it's down to what you said. These players, like, they strike the ball like powder puffs. Like, they don't, like, there's no conviction behind the shots, right? So
That's because they're playing with fear.
yeah. Well, I don't even know why they. I don't even know why.
Because if they don't do as the manager tells them, they're out the team. Yeah, Saka even admitted it after the Bournemouth game, pitch side on TNT. Oh, I'd like to go forward more, but the manager wants me to defend. Aubameyang got bombed out the team because he was playing left wing back. Is it any coincidence that Saka and Martinelli have both got hamstring injuries? Yeah, they're both tracking back. Yeah, there was a game this season recently where Martinelli was doing. I think it was against Man City actually. No, it was the game. No, it weren't Man City. It was a different game. Yeah, it was at home. I can't remember what game it was. It was before Man City. Martinelli is doing 100-mile-an-hour sprint. Yeah, back because Calafiori went gallivanting up to number 10. Yeah, and these men are shit scared of that manager because he's a narcissist. Yeah, he don't let him play with freedom. Look at Madrid tonight. Yeah, it was a shit show, that game. The game was a clown show. But at one point, Vinny's on the right, and Mbappe's on the right, and Rodrigo's on the left. Then all three are on the left at one point. There's no one on the right. Then Valverde's taking a shot from the right because they're all over there. We have no freedom. When was the last time we switched Saka and Martinelli's sides?
Yeah, no.
Tonight, Savio switched sides when Grealish went off. Yeah, they switched sides in game before, and Doku's gone on the left. Yeah, and Savio on the right. Chelsea. I think it was Chelsea the first game. Yeah, and it's we don't do that. There's no freedom with this guy, and there's no coincidence. We are decimated with injuries. He runs them into the ground. Yeah, they're robots. Yeah, go and have a look at the 5-5 at Anfield. 35 Martinelli, baller. 77 Saka, baller. Now look at him. Saka still gets output, so everyone like babies him. Oh, he's part of the family and all that. He's coming. Oh, yeah, cool. Go and have a look how we played football under Unai, and that was one of his last ever games. Now look at how Saka plays football. That guy is scared to take anyone on. Martinelli is the same. He runs the ball out of play, lost loads of pace because he's not a touchline winger and a left wing back. He's a striker.
He's not a touchline winger. He's more a striker than an inside forward. No, I agree with all of those points. And that's what I was going to say. I think a lot of Arsenal's issues this season, yes, people want to say injuries, but I think the way the team sets up fundamentally is broken. And that it's been like that for a long, long time. And if anyone thinks that we are where we are solely because of injuries, they've completely lost the plot. Because we're defensively, we're supposed to be this defensive team, but we're conceding a lot more goals. So I saw a comment here saying, look, we rioted against Arsene when we were seeing constant inflexibility, constant unwillingness to change, constant unwillingness to adapt. And this is our most successful manager ever. And we rioted, right? But nowhere near the same energy is given for Arteta. And it's sad, but like I said, I'm looking to see what he does this season. I'm looking to see right now. It's just Champions League. I don't think we're gonna catch Liverpool. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but you genuinely think though. Sorry to cut in there. Do you genuinely think as soon as he comes up against a half competent manager in the Champions League, he ain't getting banged?
I think I don't think he is. I think the team. I think this team is good enough. It's good enough to do something in this Champions League format, man. It definitely is. That's probably the only competition where we've shown some semblance of consistency, right? Some semblance. But I think that's the only thing I'm hanging my hat on here. But I'm looking to see if Arteta is going to change things with the team. I think his attacking dynamic, the way he sets the team is really, really poor, which is strange to me. I don't know what's happened since the 22-23 season, but I want to see Saka. I want to see the likes of Saka, Martin. I just want to see my attacking players a lot closer to the box. I don't like that. I don't like the fact that you're using like this. Martinelli's a killer. He's a killer in the box. And now people are just harassing him left, right, and center for not doing a good job in a role that he shouldn't really be playing. Right. So,
but this is this whole managerial career in a nutshell. He bought 29 to play in midfield. That failed, so he done Mikel Merino.
Yeah,
that's 100 mil. That's his.
That's 100 mil. No, I agree. I fully agree.
He bought Ben White to play centre back. He's a shit show at centre back.
Well,
he loaned Saliba out. Yeah, played Ben White at right back. Yeah, and then Saliba compliments. Go on, sorry, Jess. Go on.
He bought Havertz, and he press conference right day after. I don't know where I'm going to play him.
Yep.
Quote, unquote. He said it. He said it. The manager who bought him, Havertz, said, I don't know where I'm going to play him. So why
we got that deal done inside a week. Yeah. One of the record deals for us.
Come on.
He don't know where to play Declan Rice. Yeah, he don't know where to play after these players. He's caught life with a lot of our players because Ben White's supposed to be a centre back, but Saliba he loaned out. Obviously, Unai loaned him out. Yeah, he comes back. He loans him out when Arteta's here. He's shit as centre back. He was good at right back, but now he's bought Timber. How many left backs does this guy lead?
I don't think White is rubbish at centre back. He was good.
He's awful at centre back. Yeah, go and look at the Forest game when we got knocked out of the cup. Go and have a look at Mateta. Yeah, when he scored and Ben White was just ball watching, he's rubbish at centre back. This guy can't defend at centre back because he's too nonchalant.
No, he's not.
Right back, Saliba covers him.
I think that's harsh. But one thing I will say that I'm not really here for the Unai revisionism is mad though. Like, come on, like
no, it's not even revisionism tossing yet.
He was pants. Come on.
And but real talk, yeah.
He's not. Ceballos is definitely not better than him. Come on. No way.
There's a reason one's still balling out of Real Madrid, who are on for another double, possibly a treble.
But is Ceballos really balling out for Real Madrid? Odegaard's a quality player. I just think he's in a bad moment, but this is an opportunity for him to actually step up and actually,
wish he never will. Because when we've asked him to step up, he disappeared and walked around the pitch against Bayern Munich and Aston Villa when it mattered. I've never seen the captain get subbed off so much. Yeah, Dani Ceballos has been balling out this season. I've watched every game pretty much. Yeah, he's been balling. Yeah, he's been one of Madrid's better players, and they've been trash all season. Yeah, and the thing for me, it's not even revisionism with Unai. Yeah, the way people go on like Unai left a mess. No, he never. This guy went on a 22-game unbeaten streak. When's this manager done that? The most unbeaten streak we've done in the league this season is 3. 3 games straight in the league. We've never done 4 this season. We've done 3 twice, and people think Liverpool are going to fall away and we're going to capitalise. Bro, we've done 3 straight league game wins twice this season. That's it. Yeah. And with Unai, yeah, let's just be real with it. Yeah. I was going to games then. Nobody wanted him. Every Wenger in didn't want him. All the Wenger outs like myself wanted him. Yeah. So we backed it. Every single person that wanted Arsene to stay didn't want him. Kenny, you were there. They didn't want him, bro. DJ, you were there. They didn't want him. They never backed him. This guy got us to a Europa League final, got our ballers up front balling out. There's 72 GA for you GA merchants for Aubameyang and Lacazette that season. People getting Pepe's case. Yeah, Pepe
Yeah, that I
is
agree with.
light years clear of some of the players in our team right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Right,
Absolutely.
and then this manager comes in and plays Aubameyang, who's in his 30s at the time, left wing back, because that's basically his position. Yeah, like he was basically tracking back like Martinelli at left back. It's like, bro, put this guy in the box. He scores goals. Lacazette scores goals. Yeah, Lacazette weren't great. Yeah, Aubameyang was class. Yeah, he fell out with every top player we had. Got rid of everyone. Oh, they got an attitude problem. Really? How comes Aubameyang's never had an attitude problem at Barca, Chelsea, Marseille, or in Saudi now? How comes Guendouzi's not had an attitude problem at Marseille or Lazio now? How comes Nuno Tavares ain't got an attitude problem? Is one of the best left backs in Italy right now. Yeah, what are we doing here? Yeah, and like the thing for me, the PR around this club is disgusting. And every single one of them journalists that peddled out all the BS all winter and all summer are now trying to peddle it out for next summer, this summer coming. They're all in the mud. Yeah, we ain't buying Isak. We're not getting Zubamendi. We're not getting Nico Williams. Yeah, Nico Williams is trash anyway. I don't want him. Zubamendi is going to Barca or Madrid. Yeah, we're not getting these players. We're not getting Isak. Yeah, we've wasted 5 years with this guy. And Tej and DJB, Kenny, yeah, you will see Terry Neal era. Yeah, that guy got us to 4 finals. 4 finals. He only won 1, the same as this manager. And you, man, were walking down the town hall to get him sacked. So what's the difference? The PR. Peddle out the merch. Get Saka on the. Oh, he needs a holiday. He needs a rest, the manager said. Well, how comes you played him, bringing him off the bench 3-0 up against Preston? Why didn't you sub him 4-0 up in 20 minutes then against Longs? Yeah. Why did you play him against Sheffield United when we were winning 6-0? Yeah. Why didn't you sub these players off? These are the reasons. It's not hard to predict what's going to happen with this manager because he's got a whole back catalogue. I said that this Saka would get injured. I said Odegaard would get injured. Timber's next, by the way. You know, or Saliba. Either one of them. Man's just come off the back of an ACL and he's played nearly every minute of every game. Yeah. It's not rocket science to guess this shit. Yeah. But then people go, oh, we've had mad injuries. Cool. Well, so did Real Madrid last season. They done a baby treble. Yeah. Oh, but they got a better squad. They're Real Madrid. Cool. Well, we outspent them for the last 12 years. So what we're doing, oh, but Man City this and Man City. Okay, cool. Well, we've outspent them for the last 5 years until this January window. Yeah. I'm sick of the excuses. We never had these excuses for Unai because his talent ID, let's not forget, this manager Arteta rocked up and had Saliba there, Unai signing, Tierney there, Unai signing, Saka, Unai gave him his debut. Yeah. Smith Rowe, Unai played him. Yeah. Who else was there? Pepe was there. Aubameyang was there. Lacazette, Ozil. This is like when Wenger came in and just sprinkled a bit of stardust with the back 5 and Bergkamp, Harlow and Ian Wright and that. This manager has gone way away and took every single cent of Unai and Wenger away from this team. Yeah. And he's got total control. Edu's left for a reason. Vinay left for a reason. We've got Yes Man in charge and there's a reason he signed 15 million a year. The excuses he's coming out with in press conferences is arson-esque. Yeah, he's protecting that ownership to protect his own career. This guy is a scumbag and should never be the manager anyway.
I think he is protecting. He is the shield. Big up to everyone for getting us to 33k. Really appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Over 2,000 of you watching as well, man. Thank you so much. Make sure you hit subscribe. Make sure you hit the likes up, people. Just going to go through some of these super chats from you guys. This next one comes in from UNetTweet. Arteta, the most toxic manager we've had, a gateway for rival success while the Emirates bot crowd pin 800 million is not enough, Josh, as the new agenda. We'll come back to that. NetTweet says, Ethan, our son, you're next for the Arteta grind, mate. Why not? I can never say this guy's name. There we go. I asked about he wasn't mega bucks. Another one.
He's a baller, by the way.
I'd rather Takefusa Kubo.
He's trash, bruv. I can't lie. He's trash.
Better than Oyarzabal, man. I'd never see Oyarzabal ball out.
Bro, he balled out. He balled out for Spain. He balled out for Kubo's trash. Kubo is just a right-sided Mitoma. Yeah, when it comes off, it looks great.
Is that the Sociedad winger?
Yeah, he's rubbish.
Yeah, exactly.
Same as Nico Williams. He's rubbish.
I don't know anything about him.
I'll tell you 2 wingers from Spain right now that we should be going for.
Bayana, isn't it?
Who ain't even a winger. He's everything Odegaard. is supposed to be. He's a number 10 playing in a 4-4-2 at left midfield. He's a number 10, really. Yeah. And Ilias from Villarreal. Yeah.
I don't
baller.
know why we didn't go for someone like Ryan Shirky for Leon. He's a baller.
But he's got an attitude problem, according to the media. So I'll tell him, like, he can't deal with it.
don't get it.
Attitude.
I don't. My thing
There's
is
so
my
many
thing
we
is-
could have gone for, man. There's so many we could have gone
Yeah.
for, bro.
My- yeah,
Bro,
and-
Brian
but my thing is,
Zaragoza.
why do-
Brian
where do people
Zaragoza's
get
like
this-
this.
Where do people get this idea? It's hard in January. You know, we can't find like, bruv.
Man
If I
City
get
signed
a-
6 players and bought 200 million they slapped down. How's it
Don't
hard?
worry, Dad. Don't worry. Yeah,
Bro, was balling out for PSG, bro.
Messi's coming as well, bro. Messi's balling out for the under-20s. Messi,
mate.
bro. Bad boy.
Ridiculous, mate. Ridiculous. MSC says fan rivalry more than a winning mentality. Netweed also says now we're first in the Premier League in 22. No, one Premier League in 22. Sorry, Arteta 1 cup in 22. How poetic! Wow, it actually is. You know, Tosin. How was Arteta without money? 8th, 5th. Huh? Is that something you've called out? I don't know.
Yeah.
How is Arteta without money?
I think he's saying what he did when he came in before he started spending. But look, I mean, I've got to be real. Like, we'll move it on to this news about the injury, because Saka. I was speaking today to on the Straight Facts with LB about this. In my opinion, Champions League. Let's just concentrate on that for a second. I think we should be able to get through that next game. Now, I say should. We've got Juventus or AC Milan or PSV or Feyenoord, right? It's one of those 4 teams.
Should be beaten up.
Surely we can get through against those without Bukayo Saka. Then we start to see potentially Saka, maybe Havertz and Martinelli as well, on top of that, coming back for the latter stages of the Champions League. Now, for me, I'm just rolling the dice and saying that I'm with Tosin. I think we've got more of a chance of winning that than the Premier League. I don't think we've got any chance of winning either. I will put that on top. But I don't think we've got any chance of winning the Premier League. I think we've got to basically win 12 out of 14 games and beat Liverpool at Anfield, which we haven't done since 2012.
Yeah.
So I don't know what your thoughts are, Jez, on both these competitions with the injuries we got. But with Saka and Martinelli and Havertz in the latter stages, do you think there's a chance of us actually trying to pull something off, or do you think it's just not happening, bro?
Well, look, I don't think we should have Saka back anytime soon. He had, what I'm told, grade 3 hamstring injury. We all saw the scar on the back of his leg, right? So he's had major surgery. I'm no physio, I'm no doctor, surgeon, anything. But to me, that's a major issue. That's going to take a long time to get ready and get fit, because it's not just recovering from that injury, Dan. Yeah, it's going to take time to get match fit. There's a difference between fit and match fit.
Yep.
Two totally different things, right? I can go to the gym and I can keep myself fit. I don't, but I could, right? Doesn't mean I'm match fit, because that's a totally different perspective. Now, I'd love to be positive and say we can compete in the Champions League. I've never seen us win a Champions League. I saw that one final, which I will say to this day, we were cheated. I don't care what anybody says. We were cheated, right? Fact. Are we going to win a Premier League? No. Again, heartbroken. I'd love to sit here and say, gentlemen, we're going to compete. I think it's going to be Liverpool's. I'm sorry. Unless they fall off a cliff massively, ain't happening. And I hate to say that. I hate saying it. And people thinking, oh, you're negative, Jez, you're negative. No, I'm being real. I'm a realist. I see what's in front of me on the table, right? to use Kenny's narrative, put your nuts on the table, right? And be honest. Because at the end of the day, I don't see it. And all right, as Lee tells me, I don't watch La Liga and all that. I don't. So I've got no knowledge about what goes on, right? I respect what people tell me. All right, Lee says Real Madrid have a shit season. They're at a crap time. They're not great. They're not brilliant. They're still
won 2 trophies, by the way, and been 3 finals.
There you go.
This season.
They're better than Arsenal.
And they're getting booed every week.
They're better than Arsenal.
Look what he's done for the club. It's toxic.
But I'm sorry, Dan, to answer your question, mate. With what I'm seeing in front of us right now, the fact we couldn't even get over the line against, no disrespect to Newcastle away, to get back 2-0 down deficit and lose again 2-0. I think 1 shot on target. I may be wrong in saying that. I think it was 1. No, I'm sorry. That's just not good enough for this club. And with what we've got now, going away to Leicester at the weekend, right? 12:30 Saturday. Yeah, I can't honestly, Dan. I can't sit here and say we'll win that easy. I can't, mate. I can't say that. I'm sitting here thinking, oh shit, Leicester away. Well, we might get a draw. With what we got, and this is what really. I'll shut up in a minute. I mean, this is what has wound me up so much in the last month, right? Probably since Christmas time. What I've seen us do is just an absolute capitulation. I am that depressed about this football club. Probably the worst. This is. I will say this to you right now. This is the worst Arsenal manager I've ever seen in my life. And I've seen some bad managers in my lifetime. Right? I mean, people say to me, I've had debates. Bertie Mee was a 10 times better manager than this clown. Right?
What about Terry Neal, Jez? Terry
Neal got us to 4 cup finals. All right, we only won 1. But the reason is, Lee, he never got any funding. Kenny and I and DJ have talked about this not this week, not today, last week. That man never got the funding. He was a decent player for Arsenal. Let's not forget, he played for Arsenal. He was also Arsenal's youngest manager in history. He was 34 when he
Give him time.
Well,
he had time, to be fair.
He had time.
He got to 4 finals, Jez. What's this manager done?
He got to a European final, right, which went tits up. We know that one, right, in Copenhagen and all that old bloody shit. But at the end of the day, he got to 4 consecutive cup finals. 4. And this man has been a 1 without, and it wasn't his bloody team, right? And then, dare I say this, gentlemen? Dare I say this? He then says, "Well, no, actually, I've won 3 trophies." I shut up.
3 trophies.
Imagine counting a glorified fucking friendly played on friendly rules, and this fan base have been duped into believing it because they're sucked into this guy. He's a brainwasher.
Yeah. Well, they're trying to say he was joking. I mean, let's all be real. He was not joking. Let's be real. You could tell he weren't joking. He's trying to claim him, mate. That's what he was trying to do. It's ridiculous. But let me chuck this super chat in, because this is actually quite a nice little segue. I'll chuck this to you, Kenny, right? Arsenal fans complain about injuries as the reason for not winning anything this season. You had a fully fit squad for 2 years.
Yeah, there you go.
It's so true. It's so true.
Well said.
It is so true, man. I don't have any sympathy for Arsenal's injuries, Kenny. I'm sorry, because we have done nothing about it in both the summer windows and the January window. So now we've got players injured. I think the people that were saying we didn't need anyone, we've got this player, because I had so many of them, and I know you did, Kenny, as well, because you and I have spoken to similar people who have said, well, we've got him to cover for it. We've got him. I stood outside the Brighton game, the home game, when Declan Rice got sent off, and I'm having arguments with Robbie on my fan cam about how we are still short in most of the positions. And he was telling me we've got Trossard, we've got Sterling, we've got Marino coming in. He's come back from injury. Calafiori's coming in. Rah, 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 rah. It's not just Robbie as well, by the way. There's a lot of people that are saying that we were stacked this summer. We were not stacked this summer. They were giving it 8s and 7s out of 10.
Oh,
When I was giving it 3s and 4s out of 10. Gunner was giving it 0s. Do you know what I'm
I was
saying?
giving it 1.
One exactly. I can't get behind this sympathy stuff here, Kenny, for injuries. Sorry, mate, I can't.
Well, the thing about it is that injuries are part of football anyway. The more games you play, players are going to go down with injury. Only this season, our injuries have been severe, but everyone knows that. Everyone knows on this panel, I'm not a Wenger fan. I'll never forgive him for what he left my beautiful club. The state he left it in. But one thing I do agree with him on, he was very, very big on red zones. Like the players in the red, they didn't play, didn't care who you are. Remember Thierry, about in the 2006-2007 season, he wanted to play North London Derby. He was in a red zone. Wenger said he couldn't play. Thierry talks out of turn. What did Wenger said? I'll have a word with him in private and remind him of his responsibilities. So that's where Wenger did get it right. Unfortunately, this manager with red zones, for some reason, because he's so rigid about his personnel and so rigid about how we should play, players are going to be running the ground. In terms of like where it's gone wrong for us in the last 2 seasons, well, we shot ourselves in the foot. In 22-23 season, we had warning signs with the goals we conceded against Bournemouth and Aston Villa. Didn't take heed. We won both those games, but we didn't look at the bad things we did. Came back to bite us. Last season, when we came back from Dubai, we were beating teams, playing beautiful football, but ultimately we're beating teams we should be beating. Crystal Palace should be beating them, should be beating Burnley and beating them. Sheffield United, both teams got relegated, thrashed them. Should be in West Ham, should have beaten them, thrashed them. But when it got to the Aston Villa game where we played a live team that could hurt us, like offensively, was okay in midfield. Defensively, they knew a bit about them. He went on, well, basically, I'm not going to say it because, there's people with mental health issues, but I'm going to just use a childish term. He broke his own toys with his team selection. That's what cost us. Yeah. Ultimately, that one game, in terms of putting Havertz back into the midfield and trying to experiment, killed us. And we did well. We recovered. We won every game, but it was too late. But this season, I always, say so poetically. If you're challenged for the title in season 1 and season 2, you better win it in season 2, because you go in season 3 with that mentality when you've lost it twice, when it's both been in your hands. I don't care who you are. I'm not making excuses. I'm talking about physically and mentally, which is basically connected. You are not going to go into that season, no matter how much you open your gob, with any confidence, because that is going to affect you. The fact that you had the title in your hands, at your fingertips, and City just went and went boom, pulled your trousers down and said, "Thanks, mate. You've done all the hard work, but we're going to nick the titles." Psychologically, that is the biggest head fuck ever. And then you go and you think, right, Man City have got all these charges. We're going to win it. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We don't strengthen. And Liverpool come along. And you think, oh, how are Liverpool not doing well? Well, they got Salah, Van Dijk, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Alisson, all players who won the league before. We slept at the wheel. That's what we did. On the M25, we fell asleep at the wheel, and that's where we are at the moment.
Yeah,
that's why we're not going to win the league, and that's why the Champions League is on the dip. But one thing I will say to you, Tosin, if he doesn't get the midfield right, you can get the Champions League. Because Tosin, what done us is that he effed up the midfield. Porto was a warning sign we didn't heed when we played Bayern Munich. He effed up the midfield. Bayern Munich just took us apart.
And Feyenoord, by the way, who Arne Slot's come from, sacked their managers today because he's fifth. Why aren't they trusting the process?
Sounds like a very toxic thing to do to me.
Well, it's disgusting, mate.
Let's start to come to a close of this. DJ, let me ask you this, bruv, because I got asked this question today. Why are you so annoyed that the team are in Dubai, Dan? That's what I got asked. Right? Is that not obvious? Is that not obvious? We're out of the cup competitions. That's why I'm pissed off, yeah? I don't care what holiday they go on. Doesn't bother me what resort they pick.
No.
But I don't think it's right that we should be rewarding our football club to say to these players, well done for dumping yourself out of 2 domestic cups for the 5th year running.
Yeah.
Now go on holiday. I don't know about you, DJ. It leaves a sour taste in my mouth, bro. And we're
Yeah,
getting players over there now.
Yeah, I just want to go on a couple of things, Dan, when you said about our biggest chance of winning the Champions League. I think the problem is, and Tussauds said about Trossard and do a job and everything else. The problem is we've got players that are not consistent. This football club needs players that are on a consistent basis, game in, game out, 8, 9 out of 10. And what you'll get with Trossard is 1, maybe 2 games, 7 or 8 out of 10. But then the rest of it, he just looks bang average. And now this is a guy that we've got to rely on up front to chip in with the goals because of the injuries. And the problem is with the Champions League, you can't be off it at any point of time. Because over 2 legs, no matter who you play, PSV, Juventus, Milan, these teams, when it gets to the knockout stage, they adapt. And they start then to chip in with good performances. And you've got to have players that are willing to roll their sleeves up and just dig in and do what's needed. So that's a worry for me. So I think Champions League, if I was to say, what's your better chance, Champions League or Premiership? I'd probably go with the Champions League because it's now a one-off game. You know, you haven't got over the course of the season, the rest of the season, the Premiership, you've got a week in, week out. Whereas the Champions League, you can get lucky, get a penalty in the second leg, knock a team out. But ain't going to work for me. As for the Dubai thing, it's crazy. They should not be going to Dubai and sunning it up and everything else. As I said, I don't care. You know, if they're doing the business week in and week out, then take the winter break. But they're not doing it. And at the end of the day, they should be at home now. They should be running out there 7, 6 o'clock in the morning, freezing cold.
Exactly.
And putting the work in. You know, I don't get all this glam and glitz. And again, it's another PR thing over there. You know, it's shirt signing, it's walking around in shorts and flip flops, and you know, taking
bring El Neni back. Oh, reunited.
You know, El Neni, all team hugs and everything else. But the problem is with this team, we've signed players to compete. We've not signed quality players to actually win stuff. That's the problem. And if you look at the actual players we've got and break it down, Trossard is, as I said, in or out player. For me, he's a good player to come off the bench on a regular basis. He ain't a regular starter for me. And now he's got to be a regular starter. He turns it on once in a blue moon. Havertz is not good enough for this team. So there's too many players. I would say there's 70% of this team that are not good enough to play for Arsenal. And we knew this last season, and we knew it in the summer. Apart from Saliba, Gabriel, David Raya, Declan Rice, Saka. I'm talking 5 players.
I'm
not including the youngsters that are coming through because I think they're going to improve and they're going to and hopefully they're going to be good for us. But I'm talking right now, I'm talking 5 players that are good enough to compete in the Champions League and win the Premiership. The rest of them, they're just not good enough. And it ain't good enough for Arsenal Football Club to have a squad this thin and players that are not consistently 8 or 9 out of 10 every game. And that's why I think we're going to fall short, guys. Unfortunately, as I said, the Champions League on a one-off, yeah, you could go through. You could beat a PSV Eindhoven, Juventus and Milan, whoever we might get. But trust me, over 2 legs, I've not seen enough out of this team that's going to convince me that we can win any game. And you say about West Ham, we should beat West Ham, we should beat Leicester. Well, West Ham done us at the Emirates last year. Yeah. We backed them for perhaps the 80-odd minutes, and they scored 2 goals, and we come away with nothing. Yeah, and West Ham are under a new manager, so there's no games are given in this. You got to earn the right to win these games, And unfortunately, I don't go into every game with the confidence that a lot of fans do. And now with the injuries, I'm even less confident. So, yeah.
Even with the injuries, they should be beating West Ham. I'm sorry.
Well, where's
sorry.
the evidence? Where's your evidence on that then? What evidence have you seen? What evidence have you seen apart from the Manchester City game that we can fly into every game and beat them?
It's not about flying into every game and beating them. It's just like, guys, like you're the better team.
Well, by name, Arsenal should be beating West Ham by name only. But on the actual pitch, man for man, where is the evidence on a consistent basis this season that we have the right to win the champion, go through to the next round of the Champions League and beat West Ham? I can't see on paper, yeah, but people are saying we've got Nottingham Forest away. They're balling at home, Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough game.
100%. Their stadiums rocking and everything else. Well, if you look at Nottingham Forest and teams like West Ham, all right, Forest are doing better than West Ham this season, but at the end of the day, you know, we've got no divine right to beat any team. And this squad of players that we've got now at this team, under this manager and the manager himself, doesn't give me any confidence that we can roll over every team we play.
Yeah, no, I hear that point, but like, come on. As good as Nottingham Forest have been this season, and though we have no divine right to win matches, we made them look bang average.
Yeah, but we got lucky. It's awesome. We got lucky. It was an international break.
No, we didn't get lucky.
That was the first game back after international break, and they were flying. And let's be real, Chris Wood, who's better than any striker we have because we don't have any.
Yeah, he did.
Has literally just come back from New Zealand.
Can I just interrupt you? I mean, we got a striker before he went out injured on 9 Premier League goals in February. 9 Premier League goals.
Mateta's on
We've
board.
got a defender that's only 5 goals worse off than our striker.
Yeah.
We've got defenders. We've got defenders digging us out, and another thing that's dried up now. Pete was going, "Oh, set piece again, ole, ole, ole." When was the last set piece we scored?
Exactly.
When was the last time we see the set piece coach? Like, because normally it's like this.
You know. So yeah, when was I can't. This is what I'm trying to say. I want to be confident, guys. I love this football.
No, I'm not even saying. I'm not even saying don't be I'm not even saying like don't approach the game with a level of caution. The point I'm making is like these players need to step up, because I think even with what I'm saying is even with the injuries we have, it's a farce. It's an absolute travesty. If you tell me a team that's got David Raya in goal, William Saliba and Gabriel at the back, Timber right back, Lewis Skelly, yes, he's not a natural left back, but let's be honest, he's been our best left back this season. Declan Rice in midfield, Erdegaard, Thomas Partey. Yes, that front line it leaves a lot to be desired. But you mean to tell me that team can't dig out results against West Ham playing Mavropanos?
No, I'm not saying that team's not good enough to beat West Ham. What I'm trying to say is, where is the evidence to show
I agree
where the goals are coming from? I agree. The goals are not coming from Havertz. He's now injured. Trossard's hardly chipped in this season, you know, even though he has scored vital goals. But what I'm trying to say is, where is the evidence on a strike? Because the facts are, you don't win Champions League and you don't win major competitions without a striker. You just can't do it. You cannot win. You cannot win championships and premierships without a striker. You need a striker. And I'm going back to when Leicester won it. They had Jamie Vardy. Blackburn won it back in the day. They had Alan Shearer. Haaland. I'm going back to Man United when they had Cole and
Rooney
and people like that. Van Persie. You can't win majors without a striker. Now, what I'm trying to say is because this club has not invested properly in all areas, because I think we need 7 or 8 signings, at least minimum 7 signings, because there is no department that's got sufficient enough backup in this side. If Saliba goes injured and Gabriel go injured, we've got Kivior. We haven't replaced Saka. We've got no one to replace Declan Rice in midfield. We've got Mourinho coming off the bench. What does he do? You've then got
He models the merch. He models the
and
merch.
if you look at the seasons gone by, Thomas Partey 9 out of 10 times has been injured since he's been at the club. We're lucky he's gone. We're lucky that he's gone through this season uninjured. Otherwise, we would have been in deep trouble.
Yeah, I agree.
Right. So we've got no cover. The left-hand side is an absolute shambles. Martinelli's been out of form constantly. He might have the odd one flurry of good game, but he's been out of form constantly. Runs with his head down. Still ain't been coached to bring his head up and look up where he's going. Yeah. So you've got no strike force. So you cannot go, and I'm talking Saturday football, Sunday football, non-league football, whether you're supporting Grimsby, whether you're supporting Sheffield United, no matter what team you're supporting, if you've got no out-and-out striker and you've got no backup in that area with any quality, you cannot go into any game with any real confidence. Because if West Ham take an early lead, which they're capable of doing, they've got people like Kudus, they've got Bowen, they've got they've got no mug. Their players are not mugs. They've got Paqueta in midfield. If they take an early lead, we're relying on men like Trossard and people like that to pull it out the bag. So it is a worry. It's a concern. And I cannot believe this football club has left us in such turmoil come February. And so, yeah.
They've done enough to get top 4, which is what they want. Yeah, we've got a track record of 17, 18 years.
It's a squad to compete. It's not a squad. It's league.
When we've needed strikers, we bought defenders. Yeah. When we've needed defenders, we bought strikers. Yeah. When we had Giroud, we're playing Sippy Tappy. We get rid of Giroud and put dwarfs up front. We're crossing the ball high. Yeah. Like it's ridiculous. So that's for this comment. Big up Harry always. Yeah.
But
White, Timber, Calafiori can all play centre back. Cool. How many times they play centre back for Arsenal?
Hang on a minute. So you got White and Tim. Okay. So you're going into a Champions League quarter final potentially. You'd be happy to see QVR play at centre half, and
so the point I was making before with the whole West Ham stuff. I don't disagree with what you were saying about it's a squad that largely is built to compete. What I'm saying is, at what point? Yes, Arteta's got to take flack for his tactics, but at what point are these players gonna have a hard look at themselves?
Yeah, but who's tossing? Sorry, respectfully, mate. Who bought them?
Yeah, he did.
They've had. I'll tell you what. They had the opportunity to look hard at themselves when we played Newcastle in the Carabao Cup at the Emirates and we lost 2-0. They had the opportunity to look hard at themselves when we played them at St James Park and turned up and put on a crap show. They had the opportunity at Aston Villa when we nearly got beat, and we would have done comfortably if Watkins had his shooting boots on. They've had numerous of opportunities to have a good look at themselves, and numerous of opportunities they keep falling short. And that comes down to the manager, that comes down to the signings from the football club, whether it's been Arteta's fault or the owner's fault. Let's
just have it right. Let's just have it right here. When our manager's coming out saying that 29's running on fumes, and we've got an injury crisis and we've got a thin squad, which was done by design, by the way. Yeah. Like when it was we got a young squad, done by design. Maybe if we'd had some older heads, we would have won the title. Yeah. Oh, we've got a thin squad. Well, you got rid of our bench and never replaced them, mate.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And if anyone wants to blame the hierarchy, cool. Well, why has he signed a new deal then?
But
he's a puppet.
Exactly. But what I'm trying to say is, I mean, and then people look at the owners, but the owners have given this guy more than any other manager in history.
Thanks.
Yeah, I agree with that.
The money that this guy's had, and he's wasted it. He's completely wasted it.
But but DJ, he is so slick, it is crazy. Right? He sits there and never answers a question.
No,
right? He never answers a question. This is why I do the press conference reactions, to turn his waffle into English. Yeah, because real talk, this guy is a politician, and he says it with a smile on his face. This guy signed a new contract on 15 mil. This guy's actually signed 2 new contracts since he signed his original one. Yeah, that's more than he's won trophies, and he's sitting there trying to finesse it that. Oh, well, we need attacking players because it's unprecedented, the injuries. No, it ain't, mate. You gave us a 22-man squad. Yeah, we went backwards from the last 2 years with the squad.
Yeah.
You allowed
Do you know,
that.
do you know what, Lee, as well, right? Just quickly, this is a great super chat from Conrad. Arteta's had to take a lot of blame here because Jesus had 2 knee surgeries before the injury that just happened, but he bought Calafiori instead of a striker. That is
Yeah.
absolutely bang on. And
That's
nobody
bang
was
on.
shocked that
He
Jesus went down.
actually had 3 knee surgeries. Yeah,
Yeah.
3.
Well, now he's going to have 4.
And now he's on his 4th.
He's
Yeah.
on his 4th. Tommy Yasu, who is shocked that this guy we haven't seen from him? Yeah, no one. We're stunned because we get told Tierney's the one who's the problem and he's got to get out of the door. But really, let's be
And
honest.
who are we linked to? Zubimendi is apparently done. Well, you can't do a done deal on a buyout clause in advance, mate. It's either done or it ain't.
Yes.
Yeah, let's just be real with it. He ain't coming to Arsenal, mate. He ain't coming to England.
Yeah.
That ain't
Havertz,
ever happening.
Lee,
Right?
sorry to
And then
interrupt
the
you.
other one, let me land this. Sorry,
Go on.
DJ. Yeah. Then the other one, yeah, Joan Garcia, the same guy that we
Why
bid
do we
20
keep
million
working
quid
for this
for
guy?
on a 30 million quid buyout clause. Yeah, why are we
love
underbidding
this
the
guy, man.
buyout
Is this
clause?
guy any good, this goalkeeper?
He's
man?
actually all right, but I'll tell you something.
But
Yeah,
why are we twerking
the Las
for him so
Palmas
much?
and the Mallorca goalkeeper are light years
I
clear of him.
understand, man.
Why,
Honestly,
why are we looking at another goalkeeper?
Yeah,
And
why?
why are we looking at
No,
another fucking
he
DM?
loves the goalkeeper. He loves the goalkeeper. Look at it. I mean, if you was to get the signings he's actually made, look at the signings he's actually made.
Goalkeepers, DJ. This man has
I
signed
know,
7 effing goalkeepers.
but this
What's
is
going on here, man?
but this is honestly, this is what I'm saying. You know, yeah, on paper we should beat the teams that we're facing in the next week or so. We should beat Leicester, and if we pull our we should beat West Ham at home. Yeah, all day long. But what I'm trying to say is we haven't. There's not enough strikers. There's no striker up front to put the ball.
There's no fluidity. And that comment from Will, where he says he's a liar in his press conference, said you can't play a right-footed fullback at left back. Yeah, I think he actually said you can't play 2 left-footed centre backs in the same pairing. The very next game, he played 2 left-footed centre backs, Kivior and Gabriel.
Yeah,
Like this guy is a serial bullshitter, and he says it with a smile on his face.
He's
a liar.
He's a prolific liar. He lies a lot. It's
But
like when
nobody
he
calls
said,
him out.
it's like when he
Tossing.
said with Ramsdale, "Oh yeah, like I brought 2 I brought 2 keepers
2 number
to
ones.
compete. I bought 2 number ones. I bought 2." He kept saying that. Then bang.
And is it any coincidence why his form's falling off in the last 2-3 months?
I mean, you got
because he
come
ain't
on,
got nobody to challenge him.
let's be real. I mean, we could have gone in for Isak, and we're giving Eddie Nketiah $100,000 a week and a contract and a 14 shirt, and this guy can't even get in a Crystal Palace team.
One goal in 33 0 goals in 33 Premier games.
You got
only one he scored against us. That's the only time he scored.
You got Mateta under this new manager at Crystal Palace scoring more goals than Havertz.
And no, more than Salah since Glasgow
And more than Salah
in the Prem. More than Salah in the Prem since Glasgow took over. But there's no one available in world football, guys.
You know, this is what I'm trying to say. You know, it's just frustrating. Honestly,
but the problem is, DJ, and everyone else here. The problem is these men are so invested in this guy because they want him to be the next Arsene.
Yeah,
he's not going to be him at this point of Arsene's Wenger's reign. He'd done 2 doubles against the greatest manager ever.
Yeah,
with a better squad, he's a better manager, bigger budget. Yeah, like what we doing here? Yeah, but these men are so fixated in it. Like, he's going to be good. If Man City fall off, he'll be the man. Well, how's that working out? Because Slot's coming and shut everyone up. Then it's, but he inherited a world-class squad. Really? Because you lot were saying for the last 2 years they're shit and you don't want any of their players. You wouldn't even swap Starboy for Salah. Yeah? Like, what are we doing here? Then it's exclusive. Then when it's Chelsea, they spent £1 billion. Chelsea's squad in one of the games, I think we lost to Fulham and they lost to someone this season, the same weekend. Their squad was £60 million more than ours for that game. The Real Madrid squad cost literally about the same as ours. Real Madrid's entire squad right now costs the same as ours.
How much, Lee? How much if we was to sell it now? How much would we make? That's the what's
right, exactly.
What matters.
Like we care, bruv. I want trophies. I've waited long enough, bro. I had my hair cut earlier. Look at the size of my forehead, bruv. Like last time, I had a good hairline 20 odd years ago. Yeah, I'm not looking. I'm getting to Matty's stage.
You're like Arsenal, mate. You're short up top. That's what you are, bro.
I had hair once. I had hair 10 years ago.
Oh,
You look like
yeah.
Calafiori, Jez. We've seen the pictures.
Yeah, I heard about this. I heard about this.
Oh, you should see the pictures, Dan. Honestly, he's
I got you. You've got to
he's
show
our
me
new
this.
signing.
Show
He's
me
our
this.
new
You know
signing.
what I mean?
But no,
Um,
as I
we
said,
have,
you know,
let's quickly, DJ, right? We have got a new song. I've got to sing this. Big up to Russ, man. 49
What's that,
merch
Russ?
releases. 49, I say. 49 merch releases. Scamming Gooners the Cronky way. You gotta love Russ, man. He's such a ledge, man. He's such a ledge. These songs are all turning me. Someone else put in my chat the other day. We've got Super Mick Arteta. He don't have a clue what we need. Havertz in attack. We're never signing Isak. We're never going to win the effing league.
People think we're just negative, Dan. Yeah, like when I'm sat on a watch along banging Man City 5-1 the other day. Yeah, when it went 1-0, I'm sat there going, "Yo, spank these fuckers! I hate this lot." Yeah, I love how they run their football club, but they've ruined my life, bruv. Every time I've been to Etihad, and Judges was at fault that day. Yeah, Aguero hat-trick. I missed the first goal because he was in the pub. R.I.P. KC. Yeah, they come running through the car park. Yeah. Oh, first minute, first goal scorer. Number Sergio Aguero. Didn't even get in the ground at that point.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like as soon as that went 1-0, but people they just have this perception that we're always negative. No, we're not. We had the cigars out 6-0 up against Lons, 6-0 up against Sheffield United. Yeah, 5-0 up against Sheffield United. West Ham. Yeah, Burnley. Yeah, and it's like when the club's good, it's good, but ultimately we're winning.
Yeah,
fuck all
this is what I'm
season.
saying. They'll always give you. See, they'll always give you moments in time, and this is what I'm saying. This season, you know, 5-1 Man City. They're always going to give you moments in time.
Next day, we signed nobody.
Exactly, but on a consistent basis, week in, week out, which you've got to do to win the Premier League, the team's not strong enough on a consistent level. But yeah, I mean, it's just and it's another. I mean, the Man United, the FA Cup, that done me as well. I mean, look at that. I mean, how have we gone out of that? And you getting back to your Dubai point, then I'm bitter about them being in Dubai because we should have been playing the weekend.
Facts, absolute facts, bro.
We should have been playing the weekend.
Plymouth have just knocked out Liverpool, and they've gone further than we have in 5 years since he won it.
Yeah,
Plymouth.
You know, that should have been us on the TV. That should have been us on the TV in the FA Cup.
And they're all out here giving it. Oh, Martinelli giving it all the hard. Then David Reyes took his family. Oh, working hard. Our captain is a shambles. Yeah, he stands there on a video going, bringing the energy in training. When have you brought the energy, bruv? Because every time there's a big game, you fold. Yeah. Oh, squad. Yeah. Working hard. Recharge. What do you mean recharge? Yeah.
So
they've gone there because of failure. When we went there last year, it was a winter break. Yeah. It's different. A winter break, cool. But again, when it comes back to the actual cojones on the table, as Kenny would say, nuts on the table, Aston Villa, our captain, was great in that first half, by the way. And then Unai tweaks it. Where was he? Nowhere to be seen. Yeah, Bayern Munich, great in the first half. Yeah, Tuchel changed it, dog walked by Goretzka and them, man. Like, what are we doing here? Yeah, but we tried, we fought till the end. Worst Bayern team I've seen in 15 years.
Yeah,
embarrassing.
I mean, look at the FA Cup. I mean, it was just. I mean, against a really, really poor Man United team.
Yeah, so terrible.
It was a shambles, and that's both.
You know what it is, guys. You know what it is. I don't think we would have begrudged them having that trip if the results were at their best, and at least performing against Newcastle. Because the thing is, from a physical point of view, with all the injuries we're getting and games just intense. Normally, you would need a break like that. But the reason why we're begrudging. Because the performances have been so bad in terms of and the fact that we've basically lost to Man United, Newcastle. Morale's not very high. It's inconsistency as well. Last year, you had this kind of inkling that if we could get Liverpool at the Emirates and beat Liverpool,
no. Go to the one before that, then. Go on, Kenny. Sorry.
And therein lies the problem. There's a disconnect now between fans and the team. We really are cheesed off with the performances, the inconsistency. We're cheesed off with the fact that players are going down with injury because we're all thinking, hang on it, let's rotate. We're in the red zone here. Something's not right here. We're not, we're looking at performances and we look at Man City game, we're thinking, yeah, that's a great win, but we always do well against the big teams. It's the smaller teams that have always been the ones that have caused us problems, and they're the ones who are actually taking points of us, which consequently kicked us out of the title challenge.
Well, this is what I worry about, the West Hams, and these are the games I worry about. The Leicesters and the West Hams and, these sort of games. I mean, you look at our fixture list as well, sort of back end of March, April, it's tough. It really is tough, so I just don't know, Dan. I mean, to be honest with you, mate, it was a 1 out of 10 window for me in the summer, and I think now it's just going to come back to haunt us. I think the whole crap show of the summer window now is really biting, and with the injuries on top, it's just making life worse.
We played the hand in the summer with who we bought. I always thought, I wish I was wrong, but I always thought when we really, really went for it in terms of like spending nearly £200 million in the summer of 23. I always know this. The Arsenal I know will think, you know what, we're going to have to get some of this money back, and I think this summer transfer window was all about that. If you're going to spend £200 million, you've got to at least get some of this back, and that's why we signed. We got rid of Smith Rowe, got rid of Eddie Nketiah, because basically these are players, and let's not, be revisionist. Smith Rowe was hundreds of yards and miles away from that first team. I could think about 5 players that I would play to Smith Rowe, not because I wanted to. It's because of the manager. Eddie Nketiah speaks for himself. We basically kicked Eddie Nketiah out of the squad and out of the team by creating Havertz into a false number 9. That was when Eddie Nketiah was done. We didn't need him no more. So I think
he was done. He was done even before that.
He's definitely
playing him.
He was done. He was done from minute 1 for me.
He was done from minute 1. But I think, but the icing on the cake was Kai Havertz, false number 9, because the season before Eddie Nketiah was signed as the understudy to Jesus, and he was given his chance when Jesus got injured.
Pathetic.
Things changed in 12 months later.
Well, he had a lot of faith in Eddie because he gave him the 14 shirt, and you don't give that shirt to anyone.
100k a week as well, bro. 100k a week. Yeah, man. Let me.
Do you know what's gone under the radar? Because I know Dan wants to let Tosin go, because I know he needs to go. I'm reading the chat. Do you know what's gone under the radar? He gave Reece Nelson $100,000 a week and $5 million signing on bonus.
Exactly. He's still with us, by the way.
Because he didn't get the 14 shirt, everyone's forgotten it.
Yeah.
That's actually a worse deal. Yeah. That's actually a worse deal than Eddie.
And what's happened to Fabio Vieira? I thought he was getting bought back.
He's loaned, mate. He's loaned.
I did tell everyone on his debut he was shit and send him back. Sign. And I was told.
Horrible sign. That's what I'm saying. Fabio Vieira, look at him.
€38 million that was, wasn't it? Or something mad like that?
£24 million.
Marquinhos. Sambi Lokonga. The list goes on. Pablo Mari.
Runnison.
Ronaldson.
Too many, man. Too many. Listen, Tosin, I know you've got to shoot, bro. Listen, big up for coming on, man. I really appreciate it, Tosin. And listen, you're welcome on any time, man. I know it's late, so big up to you, bro.
Yeah, nice to meet you, man. Big up to you.
Yeah, nice to meet you, Tosin. Big up.
Take care, guys. Bye. See you.
Take care.
Take care, bro. Take care. Look, I want to come to a wrap as well, but you wanted to have a chat about this one. Big up to Harry, man. I would send you the link, but we're literally going to be live for another few minutes, H. So I would get comment
right here, yeah. Right?
On,
didn't we have warm weather? Yeah, get him on. Come on, Dan. Where's your work rate, Dan? Get Harry on. Come on. Harry's cool. Harry's cool, man. Hey, Harry, don't even swerve it. Yeah.
What's he got? I don't really get why.
Harry's calm, right? Didn't we have warm weather training in Florida in the summer? Didn't we go on pre-season tour in Florida? Yeah, another cronky KSE money-making scheme. Oh, let's sign loads of autographs. Oh, we're working hard. Yeah, now look at us. 6 points behind the geezer. Yeah, with a game in hand today as it is, because it's gone midnight my time. Yeah, against Everton, who you know they're going to beat Everton. Yeah, they'll give blood, sweat, and tears. Everton last game at Goodison and that. Yeah, but you know Liverpool are going to win. They're going to be 9 points clear. What phase is he in?
12.
Yeah. Right. So when you say, especially when the squad's knackered, why is the squad knackered? Yeah, sports science as well. Let me tell you about sports science, Harry. Yeah, real talk. And Harry, you know it's calm with me and you. Yeah, right. They're out in the sun in 30-degree heat. What's the weather in England right now, guys?
Freezing cold.
Yeah.
Thank you. So now they're going to go from hot to cold. So now that's
He's
a
coming on.
muscular
He's
injury
coming on.
incoming.
He's coming on. They give him 2 minutes. He's coming on. He's
Fair.
coming on.
So now that's a muscular injury coming in. Watch now, yeah? And I've predicted this entire season from start to finish, from August to now. I've told you Odegaard would get injured. I told you Saka would get injured. I told you all of our players are getting injured. And I've predicted that Martinelli would get injured next. Oh, the window shuts. Yeah, Martinelli's injured. Let me tell you who the next one is. Yeah, it's either Timber
Or
or
Rice.
Saliba.
Or Rice.
Yeah, potentially.
Timber.
Rice.
I went for Timber. That was my bet.
Timber
It was the
or-
IPO.
Don't rule out the kids, though. Don't rule out the kids because remember, as much we've seen it with a lot of youngsters. You know, like Myers Lewis Skelly. You think about Myers Lewis Skelly and Wanyeri. There's the sort of players, as you know, as it was mentioned earlier in the piece in the pod. They're players that you think, right, you know what, 20 minutes here and there, give him to learn about his position. Now,
Exactly. That's what I said earlier on.
you're having to play him, and I think with Myers Lewis Skelly, with the intensity he plays at, that's a player that I do have very concerned about because he's able to come in the midfield. Sometimes he's having to overlap. Now, physically, he can do it, but when it's games like that with the intensity and they come in, games that quite.
Let's be real. He was trash against Newcastle when he came off the bench and Worry. He was trash against Wolves and Worry.
Trouble is though, Kenny. Now he's going to have to work even harder because he hasn't got Martinelli on the left hand side with his pace. He might have to put up with Sterling on the left.
That's what it'll be.
It's Sterling's position.
Yeah,
but it's Sterling's position, but he ain't good enough. So
I don't worry though. We've got a 15-year-old that's being propped up.
Now,
Like why aren't we starting?
Skelly's now going to have to
bring
work
Harry in.
double.
Let me bring Harry in because he's literally got 10-15. So I don't want to be a bit late for him.
Big
Big up for coming on, bro. Just before you do come in,
how's it going, lads?
Anyone in the chat that starts giving it, you'll be dumped out. All right, just to warn you.
Yeah, be nice to Harry, man. Come on, Harry.
It's all right. I
Harry's
can
calm,
take
man.
it.
Harry's a legend. I know you can take it, but it's still not right, bro. Talk to me, man. What do you want to say, bro? I know you're in the comments talking about Dubai, thinking we're all moaning, are you, Harry, or what's going on, bro?
Yeah, I just got in from work about 15 minutes ago from covering maybe one of the most dreadful games of football I've ever watched in my life. And I thought I'd tune in Barrow against MK Dons. How about that for a game?
No, Real Madrid against.
I bet they had a striker, though, Harry, didn't they? I bet MK Dons and Barrow's got strikers.
No, do you know what? Their strikers didn't perform tonight, to be fair. So it's a bit like us. No,
at least they got one.
No, look, to be honest, like, I get all the frustration about the striker thing. There's no shying away from that. I think the club have made a really big mistake in not bringing someone in to cover for Kai Havertz. Even this is the thing, right? I get this thing about, maybe the right guy wasn't available, etc., and you've got a target for the summer and you want to wait until you can get that number one target. I get that. All of that is fair. But where I really disagreed with Mikel Arteta and what's been said recently is when they were saying, well, we don't need just a body. Well, actually we do, because we literally have one striker at the football club and he has now picked up an injury and we're up shit street because the alternative options that we had, or they're not even really alternative options. They're us being creative and trying to maybe, mold players into different ways. Trossard, for me, who maybe done a bit of a job there earlier on in the season when Odegaard was out and we switched to that weird kind of 4-4-2 thing for a bit. He's not delivered anywhere near enough.
No,
Martinelli would have been an option maybe, but he's injured as well. You've not got Saka's goals in the team. Odegaard's not contributing in the same way that he has previously. Even people like Declan Rice, he'll never get the stick for it or the criticism because all round his game is so good, but he hasn't contributed anywhere near as much in terms of goals and sort of contributions in the final third as well. So I understand the frustration. The bit I don't get is the Dubai thing, For me, the Dubai thing makes no sense. Like, these guys are running on empty, right? And whether that's down to the way the squad's been built or whatever, I don't actually disagree with that. I think that's right. We're asking too much of certain players. Kai Havertz is a prime example of that, by the way. I'm not surprised he's picked up an injury in a drill, which is what it sounds like has happened. So you think about that and you think, warm weather, it makes a bit of sense. Like, go away and do it. Where I don't think we should be pushing it too much is with all the videos and the diaries and all of that stuff. The mood is down because of some of the recent results, but also because of the lack of signings. So I think you got to be a bit smart in the way that you go and have the training camp, go and do what you need to do, go and have the warm weather, because I think that does help with recovery and stuff. But you don't need to package it up as something amazing when it should just be a training camp and it should just be focused on figuring out how we're going to get through these next few months, because we're going to fall short. We're not going to win the Premier League. We're not going to win the Champions League, I don't think. We're out of the cup competitions. So, there is obviously reason to be frustrated and upset. I just feel like sometimes we focus on the wrong stuff. Like, for me, the Dubai thing, I couldn't give a shit if they train in Dubai or in Bognor Regis. Like, as long as they do the work that they need to do on the training pitch, and if being in hot weather helps, then
but does it? Sorry to cut in, Harry. Bless up. It's been a while since we've been on stream together. Does it actually help though? Because England's freezing cold, mate. Yeah, so now they're going to go to a hot country. They're going to rub it in our faces, bring back El Nini. Yeah, like, reunited. Yeah, they're going to have some geezer, like some trickster. Yeah, like kicking the ball up and down. Yeah, like some freestyler guy. Yeah, they show, we're working squad. Yeah, bringing the energy. Our captain's saying that, bruv, you ain't brought the energy for 2 years. Real talk. Right? Let's just be real with it. Yeah, why didn't they go to the Gulag? Why didn't they go to Siberia, Dagestan? Why didn't they go to altitude in Mexico or like Bolivia or somewhere? Like, no, real talk, yeah? Because let's be real with it. Right? We've seen this at Chelsea, yeah? Chelsea's manager has sat there in press conference after press conference after press conference saying, we're not in a title race. Players that are getting paid regardless of result, yeah, which, as Jez alluded to earlier on the podcast, they're getting paid. It's in their contract. They have to train. They have to train. They have to do media duties, so on and so forth, right? So now the manager of Chelsea is telling everyone we're not in a title race. Is it any coincidence their results have gone from up here to down here real quick and they're struggling to do anything? Now our manager's sitting there while we're running on fumes. Well, you're part of the management committee that buys signings. Yes, you're not negotiating, but you've signed another contract to keep your mouth shut. Because I've seen Antonio Conte do this at 2 clubs, Inter and Tottenham. Yeah, say, yo, you want to sell my players? You don't want to buy me what I want? Yeah. For 20 years, they never play for nothing important. I get the money. The fans pay the money. We've all seen that. We see it Inter. You want to sell Lukaku? Cool. See you later. He left. This manager went, yo, cool, I'll sign a new contract. 15 million, second highest paid manager in the world. Now, they want to rub it in everyone's faces every 2 minutes that they're in Dubai. Yeah, the only reason they're in Dubai is because this manager sat there week in, week out. This club is posting out pressure. Pressure is a privilege. Yeah. Then we go and lose 2-0 to Newcastle. Look sedated all the way through it. We then get banged 3 days later on the 12th of Jan to Man United with 10 men. Got given a penalty. Right, missed it because he's got pillow foot. Right, then we go and walk around tranquilized at Newcastle again. This manager subconsciously has told the world, yeah, well, we're running on fumes. We're running on fumes, mate, because you signed a contract to keep your mouth shut, like Wenger did. Highest paid manager in the world. When Jose, Fergie, yeah, Simeone, Ancelotti, all the top ballers, like top geezers, were all managing. Highest paid. Why? To keep your mouth shut. Oh, well, no one was available. Why'd you look at me? Yeah, this guy's doing the same thing. And I think our fans have fallen into the trap of they want him to succeed so much because he's an ex-player and he was the captain that ended the trophy drought under that guy, under Wenger, right? And they've bought into it, which is cool. Harry, you was Emery out from day one.
Yeah, I was.
But at the same time, Unai Emery, this guy took 3 years to overtake his points tally and his finish in the league. But this guy inherited a mess. So how did he inherit a mess, but then go and win an FA Cup in 6 months without signing no one? That's
But there's a few
my
points
point
here.
with it.
There's a few points here on the warm weather stuff. Yeah, I've just literally done a 2-second Google search. Yeah, warm weather can help with muscle recovery because the heat increases blood flow to the muscles. Right, but this is something that Arsenal have done every year, where possible, when they've had the opportunity to go away in the winter, they do that. This is not anything different from what happened last year or the year before. Which is why
no, sorry, Harry. Sorry to cut in. Last year it was a winter break. It weren't off a failure. Yeah, right. When we went to Florida in the summer, like we've done for 4 out of the last 5 summers, how's that worked out? Because that's warm weather. It was 40 degrees in Florida this summer.
I think that's the thing that I think is annoying a lot of families.
Well, how's that worked out? Because we got banged by Fulham.
Yeah, but that's the thing that's annoying people. That's not the point here. Gone out there that's what it is.
Dan, can I just throw something into this? We have the left arm for our shirt sponsored by Visit Rwanda. Right? On Monday, I don't know if you saw it, gentlemen, there was a massive protest outside Horse Guards Parade about the Rwandan government, to the point that the Horse Guards closed down the entrance. They took the 2 guards on their horses into Horse Guards Parade, shut the gates. Go back and look at it on YouTube, guys, because there is banners, Arsenal, Spurs, and I can't remember the other club, don't support Rwanda. Now,
why haven't they ever visited Rwanda? They sent Ray Parler.
No, it's on YouTube. Go and have a look. It's on there, right? Why didn't Arsenal, if we've got this sponsor from Rwanda, why did they go and train in Rwanda? Hot country.
Well,
why didn't they go there?
Because
I think for me, like, it doesn't really bother. I'm kind of where Harry is. I do agree with Harry. I don't care where they really go. What has peeved me is that we've gone out of competition, so now we're off. Now, when there's a winter break, it's different, right? We've gone out of cups.
Dan, the point I'm trying to make is we have a sponsor of the left arm of our shirt, right? Yeah, and we've never been. The club's never been there.
No, it's true. I don't know if they have. I don't know if they ever have.
They've sent Ray Parler.
There's clubs that are sponsored by Pepsi and Coca-Cola. You don't see players walking around drinking Coca-Cola all day. Like,
but Harry, come on, that's totally different. Yeah, no, you can't sit there and renew deals. Yeah, right, drinks and all of this, and phones and phone companies and betting companies, totally different. Yeah, when you're actively sponsored by Fly Emirates on your shirt sponsor, your stadium sponsor, and your training ground sponsor now, right? And then you're actively going out to Dubai, and you're telling the world and the players subconsciously in every press conference for weeks and weeks, the players are running on empty. Players don't need an excuse to down tools, Harry. Yeah, we've seen this so many times. Chelsea, like I said, is the best example. They were up there this season. Soon as Maresca came out about title talk, how many games did they won? 2 in about 12 or 13 or whatever it is. Why? Because he's telling the world, we're not in a title race. Not in a title race. Now, this manager is telling everyone, well, we're running on empty. Yeah, Real Madrid have got more injuries than us. Their squad costs about the same as ours. They got the same amount of squad members, 23, I think they've got. We got 22. They've just beaten Man City 3-2. They were shit all night. Yeah? They were crap. They're top of the league. They still win stuff. Yeah, why? Because they've got a manager that knows what they're doing. Yeah, they don't do this, let's go to Dubai and post out random crap. Yeah, but bring in the energy when you ain't brought the energy all year. They go to Florida, cool, they were in Florida. We went warm weather training. There's a guy in the chat, Jogger Benito. He's a psychotherapist. Yeah, warm weather training can factually, and this is factually, F you up. And I've said this, and I'm calling it now, and I called it earlier, and I called it on other streams previously. We've gone to Dubai. You are going from cold weather to hot weather, back to cold weather. Muscular injuries left, right, and centre.
Is that how it went last season? Because as far as
because it was a 2.5 week winter break schedule.
They weren't in Dubai for 2.5 weeks.
No, they were there for what, 12 days, 10 days?
No, they weren't. They weren't there for that long. They were there for less than a week, like they've been the same time.
Harry, come on.
This-
They were there for more than a week
They
last year.
weren't. Look it up.
Can I ask
Look it
you
up.
though, Harry? Right. So sorry, because I feel like I want to get you on to actually get your opinion on this. I feel like we're all cutting. So I want to just let you have the floor here, right? Because I know you ain't got long. There's going to be downfallings. Well, there's already downfallings this year, right? If it gets to the stage where you've just said you don't think we're going to win the Champions League, the league, I don't think there's anyone on here that does believe that you're talking rubbish there. I think we're pretty much going to fall short in everything again, right? Where does your fingers point the blame? Because I know you and I in a WhatsApp chat, we speak quite a lot on streams. We used to do quite a lot of talk about where we see the manager and where we see the ownership. Where are you at with it right now? Because Mikel Arteta would have potentially got another season without a trophy. The Cronkies have had absolute shambolic time in both of the transfer windows, albeit some are saying they're happy they're not giving him money because he's had enough. Where are you standing with it all, mate?
In terms of who would be to blame,
Yeah.
I think it's a collective failure. The thing of not getting anybody in this January window is a collective failure, because you can talk about the right player wasn't available or we couldn't find someone. Well, your job is to find someone. Your job is to find someone that can come in and help the squad. It doesn't necessarily need to be the long-term thing. It doesn't need to necessarily cost you 65, 70, 80 million quid. There are players out there that could have come in and provided cover. Because this thing about like the Havertz thing, right? As soon as the window closed, I jumped on a stream and I said, what are we going to do if Kai Havertz picks up an injury? We are one injury away. Yep. And when I was at the training ground last week, someone from the club asked me my opinion on the window. And I said exactly that thing. We are one Kai Havertz injury away from a disaster. And the way you can manage a player, it's not just about not playing them from the start. Being able to take someone off with 20 minutes to go in a game that you're winning and saving 20 minutes here, 20 minutes there in their legs, it can make the world of difference over the course of a long period of time. So it was never about going out and getting this amazing striker. We just needed someone else to come in. I know that Mikel Arteta wanted Ollie Watkins. I know that was something that he wanted the club to do, but it sounds like the club weren't willing to spend as much as it was going to take at the time. And
they bid 34 million and 17 up front. I know.
Yeah, and the club weren't willing to do that. That's not Mikel Arteta. So that's why I say it's a collective failure. Because
Harry,
the club,
can I just ask you one question? Because I know you've got to go. I've got a problem with that. I've got a problem with the potential acquisition of Ollie Watkins. I've got a potential problem with the acquisition of Morale on the basis these are players he's known about for the last 4 or 5 years. Now, since Aubameyang's left the football club, he's left the football club 3 years ago. Why now and not 3 years ago when Ollie Watkins, when he first left Brentford to go Aston Villa, was playing good football? He was arguably in better form then. What has changed? Because the narrative has always been that he's always, put his flag on Sesko, because that's the reason why I say that as a fact, because no one's ever denied we're going for Sesko. Obviously, I'm not saying we're not going for Ollie Watkins. What I'm trying to say, at the 11th hour, why is he become a viable option when we've known about it for a long time? That's where I have a problem.
And that's fair. There's a couple of things. I mean? So the Ollie Watkins offer was made a few days before we heard about it. So it wasn't done on the day that we learned about it, right? It was done in the week prior. And Arsenal were trying to, from what I understand, were trying to exploit an opportunity, right? They were trying to get Watkins because they knew that Villa were in a position where they had to sell one or the other, whether it be Watkins or Duran. Now, ultimately, I see it as a failure because I think Ollie Watkins would have improved us in the here and now. And I think that the fact that the club weren't willing to spend what it was going to take to get Ollie Watkins in, that if I was Mikel Arteta, I'd feel let down. I'd feel let down because if I'm a manager and I'm sitting there telling you I need something.
But is he though, Harry?
Well, I don't believe that Mikel Arteta.
This guy's not signed one striker in 5 years, Harry.
Yeah, and I agree with that criticism.
Does he want a striker?
No,
because every striker he's had is ruined.
I agree with you that he should have brought in a striker before this point, and it was too late.
How far do we go with this, though? Real talk.
Well, I sit I'm not just saying it because I'm here.
I know that. Listen, I'm not trying to make a siege campaign.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
because you know I respect what you're saying. You know that.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Look, when I'm like after each game, I go into the radio room to interview Mikel Arteta, right? And I can tell you that when Arsenal do not win the game, you don't want to be in that room. You don't.
Yeah, but that's all for show.
I don't think it is. I think you can
Bro,
see
this
it
guy's nicking 15 million quid a year for winning one trophy.
Yeah, but
he's earning 3 times more than Inzaghi at Inter Milan. He's earning 3 million less than Pep.
But this is the thing this is the issue I have, right? I think if you break down the points that you guys are all making, right, and you break them down one by one, there's a lot of them I agree with. There's a lot of criticisms that you can direct at the manager. There's a lot that you can direct at the club. There's a lot that you can direct at certain players, right? I agree with all that stuff if you break it all down. But the tone in which Mikel Arteta has discussed is as if he's taken this club backwards. Actually, from where where he picked the club up from, when he took over from Unai Emery, the club has moved forward. There is no question.
No, Harry, your
league position.
Let him land. Let Harry land. Let Harry land a second. Let Harry land a second.
So I'll let him land after this point. I haven't got a problem with what you said. Only if you
I love you, Kenny.
Put it back to Arsene Wenger. Because the reason why I've got a problem with that, and I had to interrupt you, is because I'm fed out of the back teeth. Not with you, but this narrative that someone who's been at the club for 18 months, all by himself, destroyed the fabric at the football club, all by himself. We knew there were problems with Arsene Wenger. Why does Arsene Wenger always get a buy? Why can't we just say Mikel Arteta inherited a mess that was that Emery inherited from Arsene Wenger? Why is it this Papa Wenger thing still prevalent in this football club?
It's
and
not with me,
that man left 7 years ago. That man.
But it's not with me, Kenny. I'm saying that we're talking about a collective failure. That was the first point I made. Collective failure.
You've got to accept it. He's only there for 18 months, though.
It goes back.
You've got to get the
No. Listen, it goes back to the state that Wenger left the team in. It goes back to the Kroenke's ownership at the beginning.
Why didn't you back Unai like you do this manager then? Because the state.
Because I'll explain why. Because with me, right? For me to fully be on board with something or someone, I need to believe them when they talk. I need to believe that their idea is the right idea. And unfortunately, with Unai Emery, I never felt he was able to
understand the word he was saying.
I never felt he was able to communicate his idea. So I found it incredibly difficult week after week trying to decipher what he'd said and what that meant.
But don't you think going 22 unbeaten, getting Europa League final, been in the top 4 because you wanted the trophy, still finishing 2 points off third, and then getting sacked in 8th place, joint 6th, by the way, with 25 games to go, where everyone thinks we were in a relegation battle. We weren't. We were factually joint 6th, 8th on goal difference, 8 points behind Chelsea in 4th, which is the aim for this club ever. They're under the Kroenkes. We sack him. Freddie comes in, takes us to 11th. This manager comes in, goes 8th. Oh, but give him time. Why didn't we give Unai time then?
Because
Arteta finessed everyone.
We come back to the same point, lads. We come back to the same point, though. We come back to the same point. Again, collective failure. I didn't think Unai Emery's vision was clear enough. I didn't think Sven Mislintat was good for the club. Look at some of the signings that he made. I didn't think Raul Sanllehi was good for the club. I didn't think the Kroenkes at the time were good for the club. And I didn't think that Arsene Wenger left us in a particularly good state. So this is the point I'm trying to make. You can't go after one person and pin where we're at, if you don't like it, on that one person. This is a collective problem. Everybody's put their fingerprints all over it and they've left a mess. It's like a crime scene where there's 12 sets of fingerprints. That's what we've got. And Mikel Arteta, what I will say in his defense is the team has improved over the last few years. A lot of money spent, yes, but it needed to happen because of the amount of money that had been thrown away prior to that, because of how bad things had got. I think you've this window as well. Again, why I can't say it's only on Mikel and why I say it's a collective failure is because we went into one of the most important windows that we've had in ages in terms of just maintaining our level, not even improving it, just maintaining it without a sporting director. That is a failure on the club's part.
No, that was a 10-10. Yeah, the summer window was a 0. This window was a 10-10. I don't want him to get a penny. And just to say what you said, but sorry, DJ, let me just land this very quickly. Right? You're saying collective failure. Cool. So why don't this manager call it out then? Because he's signed 2 new contracts since he's been here, and he's part of the collective failure. Wait. And not only that, yeah, let me ask you one thing, and I'll shut my mouth and I'll let you guys all go. Yeah. Who do you think, Harry, are the best players at our football club? Because for me, yeah, Saliba, Saka, Tierney, yeah, they were all signed under the manager that you said was collective failure under Martinelli, Mislin. It's almost like their talent ID is better than this lot.
No, but it's almost like you've picked out a handful of players, but ignored all the shit that they signed. You've ignored.
Yeah, well, what about? Well,
you've
okay,
ignored
cool. Well, let's go
Lichtsteiner.
Runnison. Let's go Laconga, Fabio Vieira. Yeah,
Yep.
Let's go Matt Ryan.
We can both run off lists.
Yeah, and I can do way more for Arteta than we can for Unai.
We can both run off lists for ages, and that wouldn't get anywhere because we're both selecting the ones
and
that suit
Unai
our
never.
argument.
And everyone says Pepe was a fraud. Yeah, would you rather Pepe in the squad right now?
Yeah, of course I would right now. Given the situation
right now.
we're
But
in.
guess what? Nicolas Pepe got us to a Europa. Actually balled out in the final. Yeah, for the and the semi-final, by the way. Aubameyang, Lacazette, Ozil. Look at the squad he inherited, by the way. Tierney. Yeah, Tierney is the only sole member of that final squad. And he's about to leave for free. He's binned everyone that actually won something. Right? He's treated Tierney like scum, but he's given Tomiyasu a new deal. Why? The guy's never fit. Yeah. And you look at the squad that Arsenal took over when he first came in. He had the back 4, the goalkeeper, Bergkamp, Ian Wright, Ray Parler, yeah? Then he sprinkled it with a bit of magic. Boom, 2 doubles in 5 years. Same time this guy's been here. Against the greatest manager of all time. Better manager, better squad, more money. But no, it's a miracle he's challenging with Pep. Well, hold on. He inherited Mesut Ozil, that everyone thinks is the greatest number 10 living history, right? He inherited, 72 GA for you GA merchants, Lacazette and Aubameyang. Nicolas Pepe, right, who everyone was gassed up about and still was gassed up about. Yeah, he inherited William Saliba. He inherited Kieran Tierney at the back, Gabby in attack, Gabriel Martinelli, yeah, who's fallen off a cliff under this manager. Tierney don't rate. Saliba he loaned out again, right? Now he got lucky because he brought Ben White, shit a centre back. Now he put him at right back, baller. He's got lucky with everything he's done is to cover a fuck up from the year before or the transfer window before. This guy has been winging it, and the only reason he's getting away with it, Harry, yeah, and I'll shut up on this, yeah, is because the rest of the league are shit. Yeah, Man City, the only serious team in the Premier League. Hence why they've done more money in January for their fuck up in the summer than the whole clubs combined.
But this is where the argument is flawed, because you've just gone on about Kieran Tierney there, yeah, who I like as a player. But in the same sentence, you've said it was ridiculous to give Tomiyasu a new deal. Well, Kieran Tierney couldn't bloody stay fit at the time either. So that's why the club decided to move on from him. He couldn't stay fit. He never has been fit. He never has had a sustained period at Arsenal where he's been fit. That is fact. You can go and look it up.
Harry, I've already done a stream on this, mate. Yeah, let's not go down there. I know you're on short time, so we'll do this another day. Yeah, factually, that is incorrect.
Why is that incorrect? How many injuries has he had? You telling me that
less than Zinchenko, less than Thomas Partey, yeah, less than Tomiyasu, and less than Gabby Jesus. I'm looking at days, I'm looking at times out, I'm looking at the amount of injuries, and I'm looking at games missed. Factually, from the day that all 4 of them players I've just mentioned have signed for Arsenal, from the day they factually signed for Arsenal, Kieran Tierney stayed fit more than every single player from them 4 that have signed for Arsenal on the day they signed for Arsenal.
You're actually ignoring timing. Timing is important. If you come into a club and you're trying to build a team, you can't carry players like that. Tomiyasu's gotten away.
But we'll give Tomiyasu a new deal when he's done nothing.
But he's gotten away with murder in terms of his fitness because it's happened at a time where the team has progressed and we can live with it. We couldn't live with it at that point. So you got to look at the context at the time.
Well, what about Zinchenko then?
So, Zinchenko, for me, him and Jesus were big in terms of lifting the level, but we've moved past them. Both of them are done, finished. They haven't got futures.
Harry, all of these players I've mentioned are factually days out, the games missed for club and country, and actual injuries have been factually, all 4 of them players I mentioned, factually, from the day they signed for Arsenal Football Club, yeah, when Tierney was here, Tomiyasu signs for Arsenal. From that day, he's factually had more injuries and been missed days and games for club and country than Tierney. Now do that with the other three.
So
it's a myth.
Are Arsenal better defensively now?
No.
Or when Kieran Tierney was there? Because as far as I can see it, you lot can criticize so many of his
have we
decisions,
scored
and I
more
agree with
goals than the Invincible season?
But that's not that. Your
Well, it's the same thing, isn't it? No, it's the same thing.
No, it's not what I'm talking about. It's not what I'm talking about. What I'm saying
is, it's the same thing. Are we better defensively? Cool. Are we better offensively than the Invincibles then?
No, because
it's
sometimes
the same thing.
Because you're, as I said to you, if you break down all,
I'm not trying to have a go at you. I'm just saying.
I know you're not. I know you're not. I'm just saying, if you break down loads of different arguments and different points, you can always come up with stuff, right? There's evidence for. What I'm saying is, zoom out for a minute. Arsenal defensively today are better than they've been in the last decade. That is fact.
When was the last time we kept a clean sheet?
So you might not like
when was the last time we kept a
individual
clean
decision
sheet?
that he made with an individual player.
Okay, fantastic. When was the last time we kept a clean sheet?
You can't fault the defense he's built. You can't fault that because it's better. It's factually better.
Okay, factually, Arsene Wenger in his last and worst 5 years, is factually better, than this manager in his first 5 years. Because Arsene got us to 4 finals, finished fourth with a trophy, or fourth with a trophy, second with a trophy, fourth with a trophy, or whatever it was. Fifth with a trophy, sixth. No trophy. Sacked.
Who's comparing Mikel Arteta though?
No, but now you're comparing. No, but now you're comparing individual players. So I'm doing it with the managers. So the manager that we all wanted out pretty much, the majority of the fans wanted out, factually in his worst 5 years, according to us and millions of fans around the globe, factually in his worst 5 years, won 3 FA Cups, got to a League Cup final, got to a Europa League semi-final, and finished fourth, second, fifth, sixth. Unai Emery, if we want to go down his own 18 months that he was here, it took this manager that we've given nearly quarter of a billion quid to, let him have the free reins of the club. He's got more power than Arsene ever had. We didn't give him the power. He took 3 whole seasons to overtake him. League position, because this is what fans go off, league position. Because everyone goes, oh, but what did he win? Well, he won nothing, but he got us to Europa League final and he finished 4th. Yeah, cool. However, 8th, joint 6th, sacked. Fans jumping up, where the Ashburton Army are
but
now.
Can't you see the hypocrisy in what you're saying? Because if Arteta got to a final and lost it, got humiliated by Chelsea and finished 4th, you'd be on a stream telling everybody that is a disaster of a season.
Yeah, and what did I say when he got battered 4-1? Yeah, get him gone. Yeah, but then guess what? When we were linked to Arteta, I said bring Unai back. I don't want him. Yeah, bring Unai back. Don't want him, and I'll let everyone else go, and I'm going to go for a piss. My point is, very quick to give this manager years and years and billions and nearly £1 billion quid. But Unai Emery was working with Guendouzi on 8 million. That he's toxic and negative. Aubameyang, get rid. He's toxic. Oh my God! All these other players. Ozil, get him up. Oh, all these. Yeah, cool. But then when it comes down to, hold on a minute, Unai Emery, what was he working with? Because it took this manager 3 years, 3 full seasons to overtake Unai, who was left the actual mess from a manager who statistically outperformed this manager in his worst 5 years. In this guy's first 5 years, he was actually left the mess, and he's the middleman that nobody was ever going to back. Hold on, Harry, let me land. Right? That guy got us to a Europa League final. Yes, we got embarrassed, and it was a shambles. However, we finished 2 points. 2 points. We finished 5th. 2 points off 3rd. It took this manager all that time to overtake his points tally because apparently he was left the mess. No. Unai was left the mess. And guess what? Unai is light years clear, and Arteta will never, ever, ever, if he is immortal, bruv, will never overtake Unai Emery's career rate. Never. And the only club he's lost in the Europa League final with is the biggest club he's managed. That's crazy.
But again, I'm not arguing with you that Arteta's got everything right. And this is the point. I said to you, I've said it from the beginning, So you're arguing with yourself to a degree, because I've said collective failure includes
Yeah,
Arsene
but you
Wenger,
dismiss
it
individuals.
includes the club, it includes the Cronkies, it includes all that shit that was going on at the top of the club when Usmanov wanted it and the Cronkies wanted it. This goes all the way back to that. And
Do you think
Yeah,
we
but
should
why
stay
do you,
in, Harry?
so
We
why
should
were you
stay,
so
100%.
Emery out from day one?
But this is the
when
thing.
you're saying
Hold on.
collective.
Let's
No,
be
wait,
fair.
Harry. And now you're so Arteta. I'm not saying. Look, listen, Harry. You know it's cool with me and you. Yeah, same with me and the gal. Same with everyone here. Yeah? But you're dismissing what Unai actually inherited, and because it's
I'm not.
collective, Mr.
I'm not.
Tat, the
It was-
Conkeys. But then when it comes to Arteta, it's well, you know, he hasn't got all done, you know, and blah blah. Yeah, bruv, come on. Yeah,
It's not
he's
that-
been
I'm not-
shit for 5 years. He won inside 6 months.
This is the
So it
last
don't
thing I'll
take
say.
time.
All right, go on,
It's
go on,
the
Harry.
last
Go on.
thing I'll
Let him
Last
come
thing
in.
I'll
Let him
say,
come in,
because
mate.
I've got a
Go on.
proper early start in the morning.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
last
No, I
thing I'm
appreciate
gonna
you
say.
coming on, bro. Honestly.
Listen,
Hey, Harry, before you go, Arsenal, you said the last 10 years, yeah? Arsenal won the FA Cup 2017. So that's not. This is a sad fact. I've just Googled this, right? I quote, this is off Google, right? In the last 10 years, Arsenal's won the FA Cup twice. There's English Super Cup twice. This is the Arsenal website. The
Right.
English Super Cup.
Which is
What?
played on friendly rules.
What the hell is that? The English Super Cup. This is fact, guys. Facts. I'm
what's
not
that
lying.
got to do with it?
It's on here. I've
Yeah, but
Googled.
what's that got to do with what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it.
No,
My point here, my point, the final.
You said Arsenal. You just said, right,
Mm.
about what Arsenal have won in the last 10 years.
Yeah,
Well, we've won 2 FA Cups.
yeah, but everybody wanted Wenger out.
Yeah.
So obviously those
You know why?
FA
Because
Cups
we were
didn't
sold
mean
a
that
dream,
much.
Harry. They smashed our stadium down for this.
Can I just say something very quickly, Harry?
Go on.
I think what's important now is that we get the sporting director right, because I want to know why we stuck with
Great
Edu for so long. We stuck with Edu for so long, and let's be honest, I was glad to see him go. For whatever reason he's gone, I was glad to see him go. And I think it's really important now we get the next sporting director in that's correct, because if we're going into this summer needing, I think, 6, minimum 7 players at least, we need the sporting director right. And another thing I was going to say is, if he thought Watkins was good enough in January, why didn't we bid for him in the summer before the season was even kicked?
Because as I said,
and
it was a
also
market
in the summer,
opportunity.
and also going into this summer is, if we embarrassed Aston Villa by offering them a silly amount of money for Watkins, how is that going to be any different in the summer when we bid for these players' wages and everything else? Because we are then going to be going into this summer bidding silly money for top players, and we're not going to be getting them. So there's 101 different problems there. We've got no sporting director. We had a crap sporting director for years alongside Arteta. They were best for mates, and the signings they made weren't good enough for this club. And we then bid for Ollie Watkins 34 silly million pounds in January, when we should have bidded for him in the summer.
No, but that's the point. That's the point. He was not. That's the point.
It's just a mess. It's just a mess.
That's the point, guys. The Watkins thing was, can we get someone to help us now? Let's go and get Watkins.
So
maybe
we never had a plan then.
Maybe that postpones you bringing in that elite striker, if you
So
like.
why didn't we buy the elite striker in the first place in the summer?
Watkins would have been a panic buy for failure that we didn't do in the summer.
Yeah.
Right. So what we're doing now, we're back 5 years in with this manager, trusting the process. Yeah, we are back to panic buying as a football club. Arsenal Football Club are now panic buying with no sporting director in place, going into a summer window, bidding against teams like Newcastle, who are going to come to the front.
Yeah, but the point you're missing, the point that you're missing here, is that if you have got a player in your mind, it's like I go on eBay sometimes, right? And I look at stuff, okay? And I look at stuff that I don't need, but sometimes I see something and I think, do you know what? If I can nab that for 50 quid, I'll have it, because it's 50 quid. It's not neither here nor there. Let's have a go. But But if you're talking 100 quid, I might not be interested in that item. So Arsenal clearly had,
which is exactly the point.
Right.
We're not serious.
So Arsenal had looking at the market, they looked at Watkins, they knew that Villa needed to sell one, and they thought, if the price is right,
and we let
Duran
go.
Now,
and then lowballed him for half the money for the guy. Yeah, that is their backup.
This is what Arsenal have done, and this is what we've done. This is what we've done under current regimes. Unai Emery wasn't given the opportunity, and he wasn't given the money. So we would never know how good Unai Emery would have been for this club, because he wasn't given that opportunity that this manager's been given. So that Unai Emery debate, and I've looked at Unai Emery's record, and it is better than Arteta's. That's a fact. Unai Emery's managerial record, wherever he's been, is better than Arteta's. So we will never know that. But let
me ask you this then: would you accept being in the Europa League every year so that you could win that?
I think
as good as he is,
I'll be honest. You're talking to someone that was gutted that we've got knocked out. I'd settle for the Carabao Cup right now. I would have settled for the Carabao Cup.
Thank you.
Seriously,
I said I'd keep him if he won the Carabao Cup.
Arsenal Football Club and their fans and all the up and coming young fans of this football club need silverware, and I don't care whether that's the Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Mickey Mouse Cup, Donald Duck Cup, whatever it is. We need silverware. We need something to show progression and a process that we've stuck by this manager for 5 years.
You haven't.
Yes, we have.
You haven't.
Yes, we have.
He goes every week, home and away. He's been going
Hang on a
years.
minute. Let me finish, right? We was told trust the process. We was told it's going to take time. Okay, fine. He comes in and wins the FA Cup. Whether it's his team or not, he wins the FA Cup. Aubameyang wins him the FA Cup, then he bins him, right? So now we are on a process again. We've not made the right signings in the summer, so we're going to go through another process and another rebuild come this summer without any sporting director of any ilk in place. So that's another year now we're going to go under this manager with new signings. It's another rebuild. All this time, we are still waiting to put a trophy in the cabinet. West Ham have put a trophy in the cabinet. Man United, under Ten Hag, apparently their worst manager in history,
but do you
goes and gets two trophies.
Do you not see the hypocrisy in what you're saying, though? Because for everyone's always talking about the standards of this club, the standards of this club, the standards of this club. The trophy that West Ham United won, with all due respect, I'm Greek. Olympiacos won it.
Yeah? Oh yeah. No.
DJ, hold on. Harry, Harry. What year was he in, Harry, the manager that won it? What season? How long was he there?
Who are we talking about?
The Conference League. Yeah, the Olympiacos guy. How long was he at the club?
I don't know.
1 year. It was his first year. Where was he before that, by the way?
Sevilla.
Oh, and he was their third manager of the season. He was there 2 months and won the Europa League, right? What phase is he in? But there's no one better than Arteta.
Yeah,
so he got sacked 3 months after. Hold on. He got no, because you're saying the hypocrisy. Harry, he was there as the third manager of the season for Sevilla. They then beat Roma under Jose in the final, yeah? Right? Jose don't lose finals often. They then sacked him. No, because Chelsea ain't going to win it this season.
Hold on. If I just want to this year, you don't think they win it?
No. Do you know why? Because the manager's shit, bruv. Yeah, he got his pants pulled down by Lons away, PSV away. He's been pulled down by Sporting. He's been pulled down by Olympiacos, Villarreal. Bro, I got more subs on my channel than Villarreal of population. Yeah, he should have been sacked that night. Embarrassment. We couldn't score at home against Villarreal. Our manager, our ex-manager, he should have been knee sliding like Jose, because I would have, but he's got respect. And he said, no, see you later. DJ, 1 sec, bro. Right?
Go on, mate.
This is my point. When you say it's hypocrisy, no, what you're trying to say, Harry, yeah, from what I'm gathering is oh yeah, but can't you see the hypocrisy? We should be winning the majors, and you guys would settle and keep the guy in the job if he wins the conference or if he wins the Carabao Cup. Do you know why? Because we're starved, bruv. Win me a trophy. This guy has got to less finals, in 5 years than Eddie Howe at Newcastle, who have never won a trophy in my entire life. Yeah, with Newcastle. Come on, bruv. The egg that they sacked at Man United has got to three finals, sorry. They sacked him, and he won 2 of them.
By the way,
we don't have to get up at 6 a.m. and Harry does, so I'm
conscious
of that.
Harry, you're a legend.
We can press the shit out of him, and he still survives.
Hey, Harry, I see at West Ham at home. I come and stay like the press box.
Yeah,
Harry. The last thing I'll say, because Lee asked me a question earlier, and I didn't get to answer it, about why do I back Arteta, and why was I not the same with Emery? With Emery, I didn't see a plan. Right, not from the manager, not from the club. I didn't see a plan. I couldn't see what we were trying to do. We had someone picking players that Emery didn't want. We had, we had Pepe come in when he wanted Zaha. Remember, we all heard about that. There were so many things going on that were just not. Yeah, it just wasn't. It's
even more remarkable he did what he did. Then it took this manager now with the plan 3 years to overtake him in the league.
But this is the thing, right? This is the thing that gets misconstrued, right? I wanted Emery out because I didn't think he was the right guy for Arsenal, and I didn't think that the club were on board with him. So my view on it was, what is the bloody point in wasting a year, 18 months, when we could be building something that maybe everybody's a bit more invested in? I think Arteta's ideas are right. I think he has done a lot in terms of, I think, generally, I know there's people that don't like him and people that disagree, but I think the mood around the place has generally been much better since he's come in.
But this is everything other than winning.
Let me finish.
Let him finish. We don't do this. We don't do this with him, so he doesn't do this with us.
Let me finish. Right. So I like the way the club has changed in that sense. I don't agree with every decision he makes, but I do believe that he has a plan and that he's trying to work to that. So for me, I don't think that football. I don't think that winning is guaranteed in football, no matter how good you are. So I look at it and I think if not to use the buzzword, but if the process feels better to me, then it's worth backing. Now, I was the same with Emery, and Lee, you know this, Dan, you guys know this. I was never sitting on camera going, fuck this guy, get him out, he's crap, he's this. I expressed my opinion on why I didn't think he was the right manager, and I expressed my opinion why I thought he should be moved on. But that's how I am. I always put my opinion across in the same way. So this idea that I was really sort of anti-Unai Emery to the point where it was animosity, and now I'm just doing whatever Mikel Arteta says.
Nobody said that, Harry.
No, I know you didn't say that, but that this idea that I was like really like that with Emery, and now with Arteta, I'm the complete opposite. No, I still disagree with stuff Arteta does.
You were more vocal, and we was at games, Harry. We've done podcasts together, and we've done shows together, yeah. From the get-go, you never wanted to do Unai Emery.
Yeah, but did I not?
From the get-go.
Yeah, correct. But did I not always express that opinion with, like, it might not have been facts, but by sharing my view on it?
No, because you were not invested in the feeling, the emotion, which is everything you just said in that sentence and that paragraph, and that little rant you did, because you feel more of a connection now, and you can see a journey. Bro, football ain't about journeys. Win or piss off. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, but that's how you view football.
Yeah, because that's the aim of the game, bro. You get a trophy for winning, and if you don't win, you've lost.
Well, that's where we look at football.
The next season, you start on 0. There's no progress.
That's where we look at football differently.
But this is why opinions are irrelevant in football, because the predefined metric of success, is trophies. We don't need opinions on it. They've been there 150 years. You either win or you've lost. Our opinions are aesthetics.
What are we all doing right now?
No, but this is my point. What are we all doing right now? Because the aesthetics is irrelevant. What it looks like on the pitch. Real Madrid are dog shit. Yeah, no, Miguel, sorry, 1 sec. Let me land this. I'm going to shut up. I know he needs to go. The aesthetics of football is irrelevant. Real Madrid have been shit all season. They've been shit for 2 seasons. Guess what? They've won 5 trophies. When was the last time? How far back do you have to go for us to win 5 trophies? They're rubbish, bruv. They've won 3 trophies in Europe in the last 12 months. They've won their league. They're top of their league. They won tonight at City. When did we last do that? They were crap. Yeah,
The aesthetics are not irrelevant. The aesthetics
they
are not
are irrelevant.
Winning
because
can mask things. That's the point.
no,
Winning
they
can
can't.
mask
They
things.
can, but at the same time, the aim of the sport is winning. So we don't care what it looks like because you feel in a certain way about this guy and the project. That's irrelevant. Did you win? Oh, you didn't, so you lost. Oh, but we came second. We got the most points, the most goals, the most this, nobody cares, bruv. Did you win? Now we start this next season on 0. Yeah. So now we will start again. There's no progress in sport. It's an elite sport, bro. You win or lose. That's why they hand the trophy out to the winner.
There's no
Everyone
progress
else
in
lost.
sport.
There's no
1
progress
second.
in sport.
You're
There's
crazy,
none.
bro.
But it depends what you're in
you don't
sport for.
dictate
Like.
any sport.
It depends what you're in sport for, yeah.
Yeah, you're in sport for
for me-
winning because that's the aim of the game. It ain't changed for
of course you
150
wanna win.
years.
Of course you want to win, but if that was the case, there'd be nobody that supports any team outside of the big 6 in the world.
Well, that's not my problem. They support them. I support
Football-
Arsenal, the third biggest club in
football is
England.
more than
I've
that.
seen
Football is
70.
more than that.
No, football is more than that because it's become more than that because people feel a certain way and it's been dramatized as an excuse and a way out of their personal problems.
Lee,
The
based
fact
on
and
your
reality
standards,
remains,
you
again,
should
one
decide.
second. The fact and reality remains this is a top level team against 19 other top level teams to compete in a sport at the highest level in the Premier League to see who's the best. This team gets the trophy. The rest of you don't because you lost. If you feel a certain way about it, or a gal, DJB, Kenny, Jez, Dan, myself, the chat, that's our problem. The aim of the game has never changed. It's a sport. It's an elite level sport. You win or lose.
Lee, do
That's
you
it.
apply that?
Of
Do you
course-
apply
of
the
course
same
you wanna win.
standards across the board? So would you have said Unai Emery should have been sacked?
I did. I've got a video. I've been saying, guess what? He's out. And as soon as I knew this guy was coming in, I said, bring him back.
No, I'm talking
Nobody
about
clips
Unai
that,
Emery
though.
and Aston Villa because they didn't win nothing.
Yeah,
keep-
and I said
How long- how long-
Simeone.
can I just-
I said Simeone should have been sacked 2 seasons ago. He's on a 3.5-year trophy drought at Atleti. He should be sacked 18 months ago, bro.
Still taking
Yeah.
though, Lee.
I'll take him at Arsenal in a heartbeat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine
Can
him
I
getting
just-
hold of our squad?
How long do we give this plan, process, whatever?
That's a
Though
great
I mean,
question.
if he, listen, we can go on all night, but me as a fan that sees my season ticket rise every single year
For 50.
and don't see anything apart from 1 or 2 flashes of brilliance against certain teams. Every now and again, we'll go and bang a team and we look brilliant. What I'm trying to say is, how long do we give this man, this process, this plan, going into another season next year, possibly not winning
Let's
anything this
get
season?
Harry and your gals.
I'll answer that. How long do we give him?
How long do we be patient with it? Because it's getting tiring now. So how
Okay,
long do
so
we
my
give it?
my view on this is simple.
Harry,
You
you know
give-
you're here for about another hour, innit?
Appreciate it, Harry. Honestly, I do appreciate it.
I'm going for a piss.
That's
Yeah,
the
he can
question
do-
I just want to ask. How long do we actually give this plan going into another season?
So my view on it is that you give them all the time that you're seeing progress.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So from the first season where we won the FA Cup, I never really took that too seriously. I was just delighted that we did it, but it didn't
Right.
really tell the story about where the team was. Then we had the other season where we finished 8th, then we finished 5th, then we finished 2nd, then we finished 2nd and we got closer. And now let's see how we get on this season. Where I get a beam up on it is when, and I said it when I first jumped on, I don't believe we're going to win the Premier League this year because I think there's too many things that have gone wrong.
Sack him then.
I don't believe we're going to. I don't believe we're going to win the Champions
So
League.
is that
either.
so? If we finish, sorry, Harry. So you saying we're not going to win the Premier League this year, but you want to see progress. So where is the progress from last season to this season if we don't win it?
Well, it depends on so many factors. If we got to the Champions League final and lost and finished 2nd again, would that not be some improvement on
Well, we
last
get to
season?
the Champions League final, but realistically, are we going to get to the Champions League
But this is
final
my
with
point,
Trossard as the
David.
main striker?
This is my point, mate. This is my point. I've got no problem with people looking at certain things and saying, I don't agree with that. I disagree with that. I disagree with that. No problem. I do it myself all the time. I do it for a living. That's what I do. Where I get frustrated is when we act like the world has ended before the season's ended. If Arteta goes and wins the Champions League, which I don't think will happen, but could, it's not beyond the realms of possibility.
You hold your hand up and go,
then
fine,
everybody
100%.
that has sat there for the whole year calling him every name under the sun.
Well,
You look silly. You do.
Absolutely.
Right. So that's all my point is.
Yeah.
Like I said, I wasn't going to lose my shit about the transfer window. But now that Havertz is injured, now that Martinelli's injured, we're well within our rights to complain about it. No problem. That's why I've come on here agreeing with everybody that's saying that we've left ourselves massively short. But let's not jump to conclusions and let's not be overly negative and label something as a failure before it's even happened. Yes, you can have your opinion along the way as to how you avoid that. Yes, you can have your opinion along the way on individual decisions. We're all entitled to opinion. I'm not sitting here trying to police anyone's opinion. But I choose to consume football in a way where I get the maximum enjoyment out of it. I choose not to turn up to a stadium pissed off before we've lost the game. I choose to go and socialize with my mates when I can. Like, I work in football now and I'm very, very privileged to do that, right? But do you know what I miss more? Do you know what I miss more than anything? Do you know what I miss more than anything? 1 second, it's the last thing I say. Do you know what I miss more than anything in the world? I
go
miss
to socialise with my mates. I go to socialise with my mates. That is
what's wrong with
the
that?
statement. No, you go to watch the club win. Right? Well, mate, I've been going 57 years. Right? I don't go there to socialise with my mates. I go to see my team win. Right?
I go to see my team. I go to spend time with my dad. I go to spend time with my brothers. All of that is part of my Arsenal experience.
All I want to see is this plan, this rebuild, this process, the money spent. All I want to see within the next season, 2 seasons, I just want to see us not finishing runners up and everyone be happy about it. Not just because we've made some progress, we've gone from 5th to 2nd. I just want to see a positive where we've got covering the right positions. The £700 million that's been spent has not been wasted on mediocrity. A sporting director that's going to have a big say and not be dictated to by Mikel Arteta, and a manager that is willing to change things up in-game management, to take risks, to not manufacture players, to improve players. Because I've seen players not improving under this manager. I've seen players dropping off at an alarming rate and not improving. And all of these things, I'm happy to give any manager a chance. But all of these things I can see that is continuing to happen. And the problem is, it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. Because another thing what will happen is you'll get the likes of Saliba, Gabriel, Saka, as much as everyone says, oh, he won't leave, blah, blah, blah. Once these players start getting tired of the same regimental tactics and not winning anything, they're going to go to other clubs. They're going to be sold.
But brother,
you
are manufacturing.
No.
Manufacturing the worst case scenario, and you're not even looking at the possibility that Arsenal this season have faced a lot of injuries. Arsenal this season have faced a lot of adversity, and who's to say that next season we don't face that same level of adversity?
I get things.
My voice is gone. Let me just respond, please. You can tell by my voice is done. Let me just respond without getting interrupted. I've been hearing you guys going back to Harry and always pointing out the negatives, but you're almost as if you're completely saying it's not even possible that Arsenal next season.
No, I just want to know the plan. I just want to know how long we give it. That's all I want to know.
You have one view. You have one view, and almost as if every single scenario you paint is in that view, and you don't even look at the possibility that Arsenal could go and strengthen in the summer. You don't even look at the possibility that they will rectify their mistakes that they made this January window by going out there and trying to improve the team massively in the summer. You don't see the possibility that some of the players that you don't rate could be.
I'm only going by what's been done in the past. I'm only going by what's been done in the past. I
understand that, but you know what's been done in the past that you're ignoring? What's been done in the past?
No. You're missing the point.
Let me finish. You are ignoring the fact that we took a team from 8th place, went and rebuilt the whole defense, rebuilt the whole midfield, and now the only piece that I think is ready that needs to be rebuilt is the attack. We are an attack away from going and winning this goddamn league and being one of the best teams in the world. We are currently 6 points behind Liverpool, 3rd in the Champions League, with no striker in the top 10 in the Premier League. That goes and tells me, or no player in the top 10.
So we're one striker. So you're saying that we're one striker away from the Premier League.
That tells me Arsenal have rebuilt their defense. Arsenal have a good goalkeeper. Arsenal have sorted out the midfield. If we go and sort out the attack this upcoming window and get some peripheral signings, we can go from strength to strength. Don't forget, this same Liverpool team who you guys are harping out about, I don't think there's that big of a gap between Arsenal and Liverpool this season, even with all the injuries we've had. That is down to the manager. That is down to the players performing to a certain level. And you're complaining about the fact that we might not get over the line. I agree with you there. 100% we should be upset about that. 100% we should sit here today with Kai Havertz getting injured and saying we made mistakes in the windows, the last couple windows. But the thing is, to now paint everything as doom and gloom and everything as it's finished. Why do you even buy tickets to go to the game?
You're just looking at what you see on a week-out basis. I'm only looking at what I watch on the field of play, and what I can see. So you're saying that we're only one striker away from the perfect team.
That's not what I said. I said we have
an attack away.
We have rebuilt our defense. We've rebuilt our midfield. And the only area
what team did Thomas Tuchel build when he took Chelsea to 6 finals?
That's
in 14
irrelevant
years?
conversation.
Let me just land
one at a time. We're all shouting over each other.
No. What I'm trying to say is, where is
circles? You guys have been going in circles.
No, we're not going in circles, Agal. What phase was Thomas Tuchel in when he eclipsed Arsenal's entire European
clubs are in? Because
no, I do. Because you man make mad excuses. You're sitting talking to a guy who's been going 50 years.
No, that's fine, Leo. That's fine. No,
and you've been respectful with it.
No, what I'm trying to say is, Agal, what confidence do you have then on previous transfer windows? I'm asking you
what confidence do I have? I have confidence.
No, what I'm saying is, on previous transfer windows where we've not strengthened in key areas, without a sporting director going into this summer window, what evidence and confidence do you have, to guarantee the fans that we are going to make the right signings this time round?
Well, there's no guarantee.
Don't interrupt me just because you disagree.
If there was, it would be boring and we wouldn't watch it. So
I'm just going to say this. DJB, this is the thing. Arsenal, there's no guarantee we're going to walk into the summer without a new sporting director. They're currently looking for one, right? That's number one.
And
number
you're not
two,
going to hold that accountable. Okay, cool.
You see, I've already gotten interrupted first sentence in.
Yeah,
number two.
Let me just say bye to Harry. Let me just quickly say bye to Harry because I know he's got to go. He's in
Let's have Harry, man.
Harry, thank you so much.
You're chatting rubbish.
Okay, so what the hell's the point of me speaking if you guys want to just say you're chatting rubbish?
You're talking to a guy who's been going 50 fucking years like he's an idiot.
You don't agree with me. I don't think you're ever going to agree with me. Let me at least get my point across so you can understand what I'm saying, and then you can rebuttal. Because you guys are not rebuttaling.
All right, go on.
And after you've listened, you're just trying to jump in.
Well, I did listen. That's why I jumped in. Because I heard you speak to him like he's an idiot. He's been going 50 years, bro. I'm 43.
I know, but you're the one that told me. You're the one that told me if you don't agree with the club, why are you going? So why doesn't that apply to everybody else?
Yeah, and guess what? How close are you to giving your season ticket up, mate? You give it to your son how many times?
I don't know.
Yeah, no, my friend's been going 53 years. He gives it to my boy Jay because he's had enough, mate.
I'm just asking
bro. 1 second. Why? 1 second, Lee? Why does that rule apply to somebody? Why does that rule apply to me when you say, "Oh, Egal, why do you still go? Why do you still give the club money? Why doesn't that apply to Jez?"
Kenny, Jez ain't been going since 2016 because he had enough of this fucking club back then and fucked his ticket off. Kenny,
No, no, but
how many
it- but
times
it's
do I tell
cool-
you?
it's
Kenny,
cool
real
for
talk.
people who you
No, no,
agree with
Agel,
to go to
no,
the game,
Agel,
but it's
hold
not
up,
cool for people
hold
you
up.
don't agree with to go to the game.
Kenny, how many times, please educate this guy respectfully, Agel? You know I like you. I don't want to fall down.
No, no, but I'm not.
Kenny,
I'm not saying
how
nothing
many
ridiculous.
times do I tell you, bin your season ticket, the club's finished? How many times? Am I lying?
But I think what the
I know, but
situation is.
but when we're on
I-
stream
I-
together,
I'll
you're always
go 'cause
coming
I
at
love
me
going.
about season tickets. But
Be-
you got
because
three
you're
people here
chatting
who go to
over
more games.
people.
Four
Yeah,
people here
chatting
who go to
waffle.
more games than me.
No, but Kenny, how many times have I told you, Kenny? Why the fuck are you still going? Bin your ticket. I say it online all the time.
Thank you.
Yeah, but
So I
the thing
don't
is-
hear that. I don't hear that on
Because
the
I
stream.
no,
right now.
because you don't
want
watch
to be
me
there
like
with
that.
last win trophies. I want to be. I go to Arsenal because I want to win because winning is the alpha and omega, and I want to be part of that experience when trophies happen. Because I never said if, because I refuse to have, because I understand where Harry's coming from. I do understand where you're coming from, Miguel, as well. But from my perspective, I'm privileged to support Arsenal Football Club, and I'm privileged that I support a club that is the third biggest club in the country. So because I support Arsenal, my expectations are higher than someone would support
Exactly.
Millwall or anyone else. So that's one of the reasons why I still go,
Exactly.
because I do think naively that we will win trophies. Probably not with this manager. Maybe his time's passed, but I do feel with Arsenal, 5 years at any football club is about right, and maybe you have to look elsewhere.
Okay. Now getting back to the main point about this next year and this year. This year we've absolutely thrown away our season with the January window, and I've already said that on the last stream. We've said this before, that we already know what's going on. The injuries, you can blame it on Arteta, you can blame it on the board not signing players, you can blame it on overexertion, you can blame it on injuries, whatever you want to blame it on. That is not going to be fixed this season. Now, I don't agree with Lee Gunner's approach of sacking, hiring managers every single time.
But it works
I
for
don't-
the
I don't
elite
think-
clubs around the world.
I don't think even the most elite clubs that are run like that look back at some of their sackings and say to themselves, you know what, maybe we made a mistake.
Yeah,
there.
they
Maybe-
look back at their
maybe that
trophies and
wasn't-
go, "Yo,
maybe that
we
wasn't
won."
good. Now, as for what faith do I have that Arsenal are going to get things right? This is the faith that I have. I've seen us go and rebuild our defense and have one of the best defenses in Europe. I've seen us
won
go
nothing.
and take a midfield that was one of the worst midfields in the league to go and to having one of the better midfields in the league. The only area where we have lacked investment is in the forward line. Now,
The manager's been
now,
involved
if you
the
want to
whole
say,
time.
the forward line investment, the lack of forward line investment is down to Arteta alone, I disagree, because Arteta
No, because
was
you
struggling
love to
extremely.
couple these people.
I disagree.
together.
No, because you try to paint everything negative as it's the manager's fault, but at the same
It is
time,
bro. He's the
it
fucking
is
manager.
not everything is down to the manager. Not everything
Okay,
is down
so
to
resign then, because Conte did twice at two different clubs.
Lee. If everything in your life goes wrong, do you quit?
No,
you
no,
don't.
Miguel, I'm not an elite
No.
level sport to millions of people.
No, but
Yeah,
bro,
they are wishing on me to get them out of bad times, Miguel. No, don't do that, Miguel. Yeah,
No,
I've
because
not
you're
got
saying-
millions
you're
of
saying
people.
quit.
Yeah,
So are you a
I've
quitter?
not got millions of people paying to come to watch me because it's free. Yeah, and hoping that it takes them away from depression. Yeah, their life, their shit job, whatever goes on. These men are going to no, don't do that, Miguel. Yeah,
No.
Conte
You
quit
said
two
he
jobs
should
at
quit.
two different.
You
He
said
should
he should
quit
quit.
because he's a puppet. Do you know why? Because this man's not signed a striker in 5 years ago.
Lee, you're a puppet because you
I'm not a
agree
puppet,
with
bro.
everything. Listen, you agree with everything that's negative about the club, and you disagree with everything positive.
No,
So
I've
in
seen
that
my club win
sense, are you a
17
puppet?
trophies.
In that sense, are you a puppet?
Okay, let me
Because
ask you.
everything
Okay,
positive is PR
Yeah.
from the club. Everything negative, you
yes,
agree
it
with.
is because
So
you know what?
in
I've seen
one
my club
sense-
systematically
in one sense,
destroyed in my eyes. Let me ask you. Let me
Hang on a
ask you
minute.
this, and let me ask you this, Agal. Yeah. On May the 14th, 2024, was you fucking
No,
pissed
but
off
why
that
do
Son
you-
didn't score?
No.
Was you pissed
Come
off
back
Son
to the
didn't
main
score?
point.
No,
Why
no,
do you disagree
no,
with-
because you're
You
talking
call
about me
puppet,
being a.
Why do you agree with everything negative?
I
and
never called
disagree
you a
with everything
puppet. I
positive?
never called you a puppet. I called the
You
manager
just
a
called
puppet.
me a puppet.
No, I called
No,
the
he said
manager a
that
puppet.
Arteta was a puppet. Arteta was a puppet. Arteta was a puppet.
Okay.
Is what he meant.
Regardless.
That's what he
Okay,
meant.
so
That's what
May
he
the
meant.
14th, 2024. Yeah, you were on your knees when Son missed. Yeah, you were supporting Spurs. You said it on this channel,
Of
on this
course, we
panel.
want to win the fucking league. You need Man
Okay,
City
cool.
to lose.
Then I asked you another stream on this channel. You're a Maple Leafs fan. Would you support the Canadians if it meant Maple Leafs could win a
a
title? You
completely
said,
different
fuck off.
sport.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's a different sport, but it's the same concept. It's the same sport, but it's not the same. No, don't piss me off. Real talk, because I like you, girl. You said you supported Spurs on May the 14th, 2024. Yeah, because it meant that Arsenal could possibly win the league.
I supported every team Man City played to beat
Okay,
them
1 second, relax. But then I asked you, did you support the Canadians, because you're a Maple Leafs fan, if it meant the Maple Leafs could win a title? You said, hell no.
It doesn't work that way.
Yes, it fucking does. They're rivals, bro.
Because in the NHL, you need to be the last two teams to win. In football,
the last two teams are the last two going into the final team. You support the Spurs, yeah, but you don't support Canadians.
Bro,
same shit, bro. Ask a Rangers fan if they support Celtic.
You don't understand how hockey works. So to say that,
I do. It's the same concept. You win or you lose, mate.
I don't give a fuck. Egal, did you support Tottenham against Man City?
I supported every team Man City played.
No, answer the question. Stop swerving.
Answer the question. Did you
gladly?
Support?
And I supported every team that Tottenham played until the end of the season.
And you were pissed off when Son missed, yes or no?
Fella. You are not an Arsenal fan.
And Jez, you're an enemy. You're an enemy to Arsenal if you wanted Man City to win those games.
Man said enemy to Arsenal.
No, really and truly. If you wanted
Let's give it calm. Let's not fall out.
Man said enemy to Arsenal, you know.
No, it's true. Because if
you wanted Man grew up right opposite Highbury East Stand, bro. What are you talking about?
If you wanted Man City to win all their games,
Egal, please.
Let's calm
down. Let's not fall out. Come on, we've all got different opinions.
Real talk. It's the same thing.
No.
It's the same thing whether no matter what sport it is. You're not going to support your rivals no matter what sport it is.
Get back to this topic. Everything goes to chaos when Harry leaves, right? Or am I the problem? Because I don't know why you guys
supporting Spurs. DJB, when you went to the stadium, would you ever support Spurs?
No.
Same way.
Would any Arsenal fan support Spurs?
Oh my God, you guys
land your point.
DJ, you've been going 50 years, yeah? Jez, you fucking grew up right opposite Highbury East Stand. Kenny, you were born and raised, you still go, yeah? Real talk, would any of you three, born and raised, go every fucking week and have done for fucking 50 years, yeah? Would you support Spurs if it meant Arsenal win a title?
No, I could never support Spurs in any situation.
Thank you, bro. But it's different when it's the Canadians and Maple Leafs.
Lee, stop it. Stop painting it as supporting Spurs. I'm gonna hope Everton get points off what do you call it? Liverpool. Is that
why? Because your manager's shit.
I'm gonna hope that the team that's in a title challenge with your club drops points. Doesn't mean if it faces Wolves. Doesn't mean if it faces Spurs. Doesn't mean if it faces Aston Villa.
How about beat Fulham and West Ham?
You hope for them to drop points. Now,
how about beat Fulham and West Ham?
If you want to sit there and say, I have an agenda against Arteta and I hope we don't win the league and I hope Man City pam Spurs and we lose the league, that's your prerogative. I will do whatever. My love for my club means more to me than my hate for Spurs. I don't give a fuck about hating on Spurs.
Okay, but for the Canadians, it's different. You guys, it's a different sport, though, isn't it?
1 second. You guys and your winning mentality became losers the moment it meant
Well, you're talking to forget me for 1 second. You're talking to a guy who's been going 50 years. You're talking to a guy who grew up right opposite Highbury, and you're talking to Kenny who still goes and DJ who still goes. You're talking, forget me for a second, yeah? Forget Dan. You're talking to fucking 60 years, 50 years, and 40 years.
It doesn't matter if you're 85, bro. If you're wrong, you're wrong. It doesn't matter how old you are. If you're wrong, you're wrong.
Can I just ask something, Dan? Can I just?
I don't want to fall out, man. I don't want to fall out.
I just want to know. I just want to know how certain people, certain.
I need to go back to this.
Yeah, if it's ice hockey, DJB, it's different.
You said this manager's built one of the best defense in Europe and one of the best midfields in Europe, right? Okay, fine. Wow. Right, that's your opinion. Okay, the defense, we've got two of the best centre back pairings, around. I agree. So, do you think then? Let's say Arteta walks out tomorrow, and the next manager that comes in inherits this team. Do you think another manager with this so-called best defense in Europe, best midfield in Europe, could win a title or a Champions League?
I think the
With
club
this
right
team.
now.
Would another manager with this team that Arteta's built, do you think it's good enough to win a Champions League or a Premiership?
I think we're just as good as Liverpool, and we've been unfortunate with injuries and red cards this season.
Well, they've
If
had
we-
red cards and injuries as well.
Like,
Their
who's
goalkeeper
been
was out
sent
for
off?
8 fucking 10 games.
Okay.
Yeah. Trent Allison, the best goalkeeper in the league, was out for how long? Trent
Okay.
was out for how
Okay,
long?
do you wanna
Jota's
do-
out for how long?
You want to go
Yeah.
injuries versus injuries?
Gomez was out for how long? Do you want to go
Okay.
injuries versus injuries?
Okay,
oh my
Lee.
days, let's go.
Lee, you ready? Okay, how about this? Let's get into it because you want to talk about
Yeah,
injuries.
we'll
right?
get into it. Big Kanate
Okay,
out for 6
so
weeks.
first things first, how many players from Liverpool this season have played every single game in the Premier League?
Nobody
What's
cares.
ours?
How many players they had injured?
No. That is a big issue because you want to count injured players. Let's count
No.
players who actually were available for
Oh,
Arsenal.
available to
for
play.
Arsenal-
but now, okay,
for
so who
Arsenal
was
this
available to tell me, Gail? Because
Okay,
you're all seeing
Lee,
that. Tell me.
when you're done, let me know so I can screw
I'm
you on.
done. So you explain, you explain to me, key players that are first team guaranteed starters for Arsenal Football Club that have started and been available more often than guaranteed starters for Liverpool this season. You can't
All right.
because
You
Liverpool
ready?
have had more of them out than we
Listen,
have.
since you say you bring facts to the table, I'm gonna bring graphics to the table because you guys act like idiots sometimes, and you say everything I'm saying is a lie.
Hang
So
on a
Dan,
minute, I don't
please
wanna
share
go
my
on.
screen.
No, let him go. Let him
Please
go.
share my screen. Please share my screen. If you can see here, these are the players Liverpool have had this season who've not missed a single game in the league. Robertson,
Yep.
Ryan Gravenberch, Virgil van Dijk, Alisson, Luis Diaz, Cody Gakpo, Mo Salah. This is Liverpool's injury
Okay, so
list
they've had-
for the season. Let me finish.
No, sorry,
Let
slow
me
down.
finish.
Let
me finish,
Gail,
brother.
slow down.
Let
Say
me
that
finish.
again. One second.
No, bro. Wallahi, I'm gonna leave right now if you do not let me
They've
finish.
not. No,
You
they've not.
constantly
No,
do
no.
this.
To
It is ridiculous,
Gail,
bro.
I'm not trying to
Let
cut
me
you
finish. Let me
Clarify.
finish.
They've not
Let me
missed a
finish, bro.
game, right?
Let
They've
me
been
finish.
available. No,
Let me finish.
Clarify.
Let me
Have
finish.
they not missed a game?
They have not
They're
missed
available.
a single game. Every game available. Every
Thank
game
you.
available.
Thank
Every
you.
game
And what were the
available.
players?
All
What were the
greens.
players? What
You
were the
see
players?
all the greens. You
What
see
were the
all the
players?
greens.
Go
You
go
see
through
all
the
the
players
greens.
again, Igal. Sorry, go through the
The
players.
players
Because you
once
did that
again.
mad quick, so
The
do it
players
slowly.
once again. Mo Salah, Cody Gakpo, Luis Diaz. That is the front three. Two of their most important midfielders, McAllister and Ryan Gravenberch, has not missed a single game. Then you go over to the centre back. Virgil van Dijk played every single game. Now for Arsenal, in the same breath, we've only had David Raya play every single game, and the other player who played every single game is Leandro Trossard.
So who's been available for every single game?
Leandro Trossard.
Gabriel Martinelli.
No. Gabriel Martinelli has been available for every game, but he's now
Thank you. So
injured.
he's been available
He's
for
now
every single
injured.
game.
If you want to
No, stop. No.
If you
Again,
wanna-
slow down.
what the
Again,
hell is
stop.
the point, Lee? If you
No,
don't let
because
somebody
no,
finish the
again,
point.
you're talking way too quick and just showing graphics without context.
Because
right?
I'm trying to
You've
save time
said
for you to
players that
speak.
have. You've said players that
Bro,
have been
I am
available
making
for
a
every
point.
single.
Let me
No,
finish
you
my
said.
point.
Okay, so
What the
say your
fuck is
point
the
and
point of
keep
me
the
being here,
graphics.
Lee?
Go on.
What's the point of me being here?
Let's
Let
land.
me
Let's
finish.
land.
Keep the graphics there.
Okay, I will keep it. I'm not going nowhere with it. My final point. If you look at this, Arsenal have had, if you want to say Martinelli, Trossard, and Raya are the only players who Arsenal have not had miss a single game in the league. But
Jorginho.
Liverpool have had 7 players not miss a single game in the league. That is a massive.
But you're doing that
injury
very
boost
quickly, so slow
to
down
them.
with it. Slow down with the graphic, and we'll debate it.
Okay, I'm just showing you guys what I'm back.
No, I
with
know,
my
but you're doing
evidence.
it mad quick, right? So
Bro,
slow down. Slow
this
down,
is
and we'll debate. I'm not arguing against you, but you're
I
doing
will
this
slow
mad
down
quick.
everything for you once I'm
All right,
done.
so
I'm
Robertson.
simply trying to
So
show you.
Robertson's been available for every game. Yeah?
Robertson
Van
was
Dijk's
available.
been available
He's-
for every game. Now go
Yes.
from top to bottom. Robertson, Van Dijk, yeah, Gravenberch, yeah. Endo's missed a game. Cool.
McAllister.
McAllister. Cool. Yeah. Now go
Luis
further down. Luis Diaz. Yeah. This is up to a certain point, obviously. Yeah.
Cody
Right
Gakpo.
before now, Cody Gakpo. Yeah. Who else? Salah. Cool. Now go to
That's
the
7.
Arsenal graphic. So now go to the Arsenal graphic
Trossard.
and go from the top, from the
Trossard?
Arsenal graphic, from the very top. Yeah.
Okay.
From the very
Raya.
top.
Raya.
No, so from the very
Why
top.
are you doing the same thing I'm
David,
doing?
well, because I can't see it because it's on delay, bruv. Yeah.
Okay.
So David Raya, yeah, David Raya. Cool. That's one. Yeah.
The next
now go
one
down.
is-
Now go down.
Next
Yeah?
one is
Now go
Jorginho.
down. Okay, cool. Jorginho. Declan Rice got sent
No,
off, so
no,
he was
no,
available.
no.
Oh, hold up.
No,
Declan Rice got
doesn't
a
count.
double yellow. Yes, he
Doesn't
does
count.
count because he was
Doesn't
available
count.
for that game and got sent
He
off.
wasn't available for game week 4. It doesn't count.
No, but he was available for that game.
Even if you want to include him, then Martinelli
Okay,
doesn't count.
okay. Let's take him out then. Let's take Declan Rice out. So we got 2. Cool. Martinelli, 3.
He's now
Trossard,
injured though.
4.
Doesn't
No,
count.
no, but we're talking up until this point on this graphic.
Fair enough. Trossard.
Right? So that's 3. Yeah. Martinelli, 4. So David Raya. Yeah.
Wait.
Go back to the top and again.
So you're saying Trossard, Martinelli, and Raya. That's it.
Trossard, Martinelli. Right, go to the top and start again because you're
And
talking
Raya.
bare quick.
That's it.
Raya, number 1. Yeah. Now go down.
Martinelli.
Right. Number 2.
Jorginho.
Jorginho. Yeah. Martinelli. Yeah. Martinelli. Wait. Trossard. That's 4. Right.
So now do you realize?
Wait.
that I'm not
Slow
wrong?
down. Stop. Wait.
Why do you keep looking at it? How many times do you
Okay,
need to look at
because
it?
it's buffering my end, bruv. Right. So guess what? Do you know what this tells me? Yeah. Liverpool are overperforming what we did when we had all of our players fit last fucking season.
Okay. Last season there was a 3-horse race. What's your point?
No, they weren't. There was a 2-horse race. That's a Man City.
No, Liverpool were in the race, bro. They were top of the league for majority of the season.
So what? So we were top of the league when Spurs finished 3rd, bruv, and Leicester won it.
Bro,
Who cares?
Lee, for once,
Spurs
just
were
admit
never
it.
top, by the way.
Lee, for once, admit it. You mentioned injuries. I showed you the evidence that we've had
Cool.
more injuries than them, and they've
Okay,
had
cool.
7 players fit. And for once, put your hand up and be like, you know what, I was wrong
Wrong for what?
about the injury take.
The injuries were coming. I told everyone all season. I told them you in July, August, September. I predicted.
So when I make a
Okay,
point, somehow you
lads,
flip it
am I
into
lying?
you've already
Am
done
I
it.
lying? Am I actually lying? I said Saka and Martinelli, yeah, and Odegaard would all get injured this season. I said, yeah, the next one, and I'm telling you right now, clip this, do what you want with it, yeah. Timber or Saliba will be injured in the next 4 or 5 games, and they'll be done for the season. I've predicted everything right from the start of the season ago. Why? Because I don't do it with emotion. Yeah, I've said at the start of the season we're going to get bare injuries. Why? Because you can't keep playing Saka for 4 years straight, bringing him on 3-0 up against Preston, not subbing him 6-0
I don't
up
disagree
against
with you
Lens.
there. But do you finally acknowledge that Arsenal, the difference between Arsenal and Liverpool this season has been injuries, has been a factor?
No, the difference between Arsenal and Liverpool is squad rotation. Yeah, and they've got.
When has Van Dijk been
manager.
rotated? When has Salah been rotated?
I think the main
Well,
difference.
the weekend
is,
just
I think
gone,
the main
mate. The
difference
weekend
is
just
they've
gone.
got Strikers
The
that have
weekend
scored.
And
just
they
gone.
fucking lost, bro. Why are you
Yeah.
gassing that up? They lost.
I'm not gassing that up, but guess what? When we drop our star boy, we had to bring him on against Palace.
They
Yeah,
lost
'cause
to
we were
Plymouth
losing.
Argyle.
Yeah, they lost to Plymouth Argyle.
Hey,
Guess what?
You're digging a hole for
this guy-
yourself and putting the dirt on top.
Are you tapped,
No, you're the one that's acting crazy right now.
bro?
You're making
what is it?
arguments against your
At
own
the
team.
start of the
just
season,
about
Miguel,
injuries, though,
at
is
the
it,
start of
Miguel?
the
It's not
season,
just
at the
about
start of the
injuries.
season,
Why do you guys have
The
more
goals they've
potential for
scored.
Liverpool
The goals they've
than you do in
scored.
your own
They're
club?
strikers.
at the start of the season, what did you say? Yeah, if Liverpool finish above Arsenal, I want him sacked no matter how many trophies he wins. Yes or yes?
And I've changed that
Thank
stance
you.
numerous
And
times.
you changed that stance because you realised, oh shit, they're
because I
actually
realised
pretty
I can't
good,
let
even
other
with
clubs dictate how I
Kanate,
feel about my club.
Allison, Gomez, Harvey Elliott, yeah, all these other players being out injured. Yeah. Oh my God, shit, they're actually pretty good. Yeah. Now you've changed the stance to, oh, actually, context. Fuck
No,
your
but you
context.
changed the stance for 1 second.
No,
2
win
seconds
or
ago-
lose.
2 seconds ago, you changed the stance. One
I
second,
didn't
you were
change-
saying Liverpool
Miguel,
had
I've
just as
don't
many
try and
injuries
twist
as
my
us.
words up. It's win
No,
or
bro.
lose. I don't care.
I'm not.
Bro,
I'm not
Real
changing your
Madrid did a
words.
baby treble last season,
Lee,
and they had more injuries than any Premier League club. This season, tonight, they have gone to Manchester City yeah, with more fucking injuries, major injuries, ACLs, MCLs, mad injuries, bruv.
Same Man
With
City who just
Valverde,
beat 5-1.
yeah, and guess what? Yeah, the same Man City beat 5-1 that only have 2 players out injured, by the way, right? 2 players out injured. Doku and Rodri. They're the only 2 players out injured. Yeah, and Oscar Bob. Right, well, Jez, let me land this point. Sorry, Jez, 1 second. I'll land this. Right, they're playing Chouameni at centre back, Asenso from the academy. They're playing Valverde, who's the number 8 at fucking right back. Yeah, what are we doing here? Yeah, they got more injuries than anyone, bruv. Yeah, and guess what? They built a squad. We built an 11. Oh, but who's going to play second fiddle to Saka? Well, who's going to play second fiddle to Mbappe, mate?
Bro, what we found out this weekend is Liverpool's squad depth is not as good as people make out either.
And guess what? They'll still beat Everton tonight.
Who cares, bro? They
Bro,
just need a
do.
rotation. They clearly everyone's good.
If Liverpool's squad is not as good as people make out, how comes their managers got the best out of a so-called shit squad then? And yet we've got one of the best. And yet in your opinion, we've got the best back four and the best midfield in Europe.
Liverpool have been better than us because of Mo Salah, and their attack has been better.
Right.
Okay, cool.
Right. So why haven't we gone and competed with Liverpool in the summer and signed a player to give us a chance to compete with the likes of Mo Salah?
Let me just add to that, DJ.
I think we wanted to sign a forward, but we didn't. We failed to do that due to poor execution.
Let me just add
Poor
to that
execution.
as well, right?
You know.
As much as I can agree, right, Igal, as much as I can agree that we have had injuries, I'm not going to sit here and say that we haven't had injuries. Just read them all out, right? So we have had injuries, right?
Yeah.
Would you not admit, though, that up until now, with Havertz and Martinelli out on top of Saka, there's only been Saka that's been out, really, right? You can look at Tomiyasu. You can look at Tomiyasu if you want. Jesus until the Christmas time. Other than that, we haven't really had, when you look at it, long-term players out.
Dan?
So we have gone out against Newcastle. Just let me finish. Newcastle. We've come up against Manchester United.
It's not a starter when everyone's fit.
With those players that were out, other than Bukayo Saka. So I appreciate what you're saying in terms of Liverpool have had their main players not injured, even though we've counted that they have had some injured.
Kanate, Addison, Trent, Harvey Elliott,
Kenyatte,
Jota.
Okay, stop. Yeah. Guys, why do you guys have more sympathy for Liverpool's injuries than you do your own club?
We don't have sympathy.
I don't have sympathy for either of the clubs, mate.
So let me just point it out. To start the season, we had a midfield crisis where Moreno and Odegaard got injured. In addition to that, at the same time, we had a fullback issue where that's where Miles Lewis.
We got about 9 fullbacks, bruv. What are you waffling about?
Can I ask?
And our best fullback sat on the bench the entire time. Kieran's
One
in.
second.
I ask my question?
How are you asking a question before I even finish my first sentence?
Let
me finish the sentence, for God's sake, before everyone jumps in. It's 5 against 1, and not one of you guys are letting me finish the sentence.
This is a genuine, I'm not taking.
Okay, but let me respond to Dan, and then I'll get to you, Jez. I promise. I'm not here to interrupt everybody. Calafiori, Zinchenko, Kieran Tierney, Tomiyasu, Timber, Ben White all missed games within the first 6 games of the Premier League season. The midfield, Mikel Moreno, and what do you call it? Mikel Moreno and Martin Odegaard missed games within the first 7 games. So when we're talking about Arsenal haven't been really savage with injuries until recently, yes, our attack hasn't been savage.
What about the last 2 years when we had fucking barely any?
That's irrelevant. I'm talking about right now. Stop doing
because Liverpool are doing what we've done.
That's what we should have done.
Dan, you acknowledge that our attack was okay for the beginning of the season, but our midfield and our defense was savage with injuries to the point where we had to play Partey at right back. We had to play Miles Lewis Skelly at left back.
Oh my God, I've already played it right back. Chouameni at centre back, mate.
Why are you guys? This is a fact. You cannot.
You put Arsenal 9 man and then combined 11.
No. How was our attack? How was our attack better at the beginning of the season?
It's not.
How was our attack better at the beginning of the season?
Jesus.
Our attack was okay because Jesus was the only one injured.
Let Jez go. Go on, Jez.
This is a genuine
question. Too polite, by the way.
Not a mistake question at all, right? I just want to ask Egal, genuinely, my friend, and I'm being genuine and nice. right? I'm not taking the piss at all. How long or when did you first start watching Arsenal? It's a
98.
genuine question.
98.
Go on, sorry, mate.
98.
98. Fair play. I didn't know, right? I just wanted to get an understanding of where you're coming from. So you've been going to Arsenal since 1998, right?
No, I have not visited the UK until 2012.
Fair enough. Okay, doesn't matter.
But you supported because we won a double.
No, I supported Arsenal because of my connection to the French national team and Patrick Vieira, and that's how I got connected
But
to
then
Arsenal.
you got connected to Arsenal, they've done a double.
Fair.
No,
Yeah.
hang on,
So
hang
then
on.
since then, now you're happy for fucking bullshit for 5 years.
Hang on.
That makes sense, bruv.
No, we're
You
not having
supported because
Let's
there's
ask
good
the
football.
Jez
One
ask the
second.
Go on,
question.
Jez. Go on, Jez.
At no point did I say I'm satisfied with what's going on right
Go on,
now.
Jez.
I'm
Sorry,
simply
Jez.
speaking to you guys about the inconsistencies in your conversations that we're having.
All right, go. Let Jez ask the question because he got halfway through it, couldn't get to the end.
Sorry,
of it.
Jez.
Go on,
Sorry,
Jez.
Respectfully, you've supported Arsenal since 98, right? Wenger, yeah? When he joined. And you saw all the great stuff he did at the club, what he achieved, 2 doubles, FA Cups and everything.
Yeah.
When respectfully to you, Egal, when did you want, right, Wenger out?
I was never one of those people yelling and screaming Wenger out, but I thought that he should have probably left after we won the FA Cup versus Hull City.
2014.
Right.
That's interesting.
That's really interesting. Yeah, okay.
Hang on. Please let me finish.
Yeah, sorry.
Please let me finish. I respect that, right? I wanted Wenger out 2015. I gave my season ticket up in 2016. God, I'd had enough. I've seen enough. I'm fed up with it, right? I walked away. 40 years I had that season ticket and I was fed up because I was so broken with the club. Certainly to how much I am today. The question, my next point to you, Egal, right, is do you not think in your own way that the club has gone down such a bad road? It's broken. The club is broken, man. I mean, I'm sorry to have to look at it from this point of view. Yeah. The last time I went to the Emirates, I hate that ground. I hate it. Hate it with a vengeance. Maybe because of my history, but I don't get what you see. I don't understand, man. I don't understand it, respectfully. What you get from supporting this manager. I don't get it. I don't.
Okay. Let me tell you what we get.
Just let me finish, please. I don't see what you get out of this manager because I see nothing, man.
Can I respond?
Please go on then.
What we get from this manager is a team that is constantly going up against the big teams and showing that they are not inferior, but they can actually go and beat them. We've not lost to any of these top 6 teams in a long time because Mikel Arteta sets us up tactically in a much better way than Arsene Wenger did or Unai Emery did. That is number one. Number two, we are a serious outfit in the league. And for the last 2 to 3 seasons, we've been challenging for the league and we've gotten some of the highest points totals, some of the most goals, some of the best performances we've seen in an Arsenal team in decades. Arsenal under Mikel Arteta have revamped the defense and now have 2 of the best defenders in the league and 2 of the best one of the best defensive partnerships. Arsenal have one of the best midfield partnerships and groups. We've went and signed a £100 million player, shown that we're willing to go and outbid a team like Man City and attract a player of the ilk of Declan Rice. We've developed players like Bukayo Saka, Martinelli. Well, I don't know why you're rushing me because you asked me what I'm doing. And now you're being like this.
No,
you honestly disagree with anything I've said?
I am disagreeing. You rinse and repeat.
What do you disagree with?
Who was the last manager that actually got us to a European final?
Unai Emery.
Yeah.
But Unai Emery also had us get panned by Man City, had us get panned by Liverpool. Unai Emery also had us get panned by them in the final. I don't know why you're mentioning it as if it's a trophy. You have high standards, but you're celebrating losing.
Chill out. I've just asked you a question, which I'm going to come to the next part of it. Unai Emery got us to a European final, right? We got absolutely
and lost.
Yeah, we got absolutely battered by Chelsea because we had a shit team that didn't turn up, right? Yeah. Tell me, what has this manager achieved in getting us to finals? Don't talk about the FA Cup. That was not his team. Throw that in the bin, right?
So throw away the first 2 seasons then.
Sorry?
Throw away the first 2 seasons then.
What did he do?
If you're going to throw away the FA Cup, you should throw away the first 2 seasons.
Well, it wasn't his team, was it?
I know, but was it his team for the first 2 seasons?
Well, what did
the same logic applies, no?
What, ended up 8th?
1 second, Jez, do you feel like I'm disrespecting you?
I'm not saying you're disrespecting me at all.
I don't know. Everyone in the chat is saying I'm being disrespectful. We're having a
No,
conversation.
you're not being disrespectful.
No, you're not. Ignore that. We're just chatting.
We are having. Look, hey, chat, whatever. We are having a debate. I'm talking with Egal, right? We're having a debate. Yeah, I respect him. He respects me. I haven't got a problem with that at all. We may not agree, but that's fine. All I'm saying to you is, my point is, mate, is the fact that what I don't understand, Egal, respectfully. I don't understand what your belief is in this manager. I don't get it, man. Because all I've seen from this manager is failure. Failure. Right? Fair play. What you're saying to me is your view, right? And I respect that. Much as you respect me and the chat, come on. Yeah. We're never going to agree because you're an Arteta in, I'm an Arteta out. But that's different. Fair play. Right? But yeah, come on, man. Come on. Come on, Egal. We've just gone out of 2 cups. We've gone out of a semi-final again of the League Cup. Right now, you may not have any respect for the League Cup, but at the end of the day, it's silverware, it's trophy. Yeah.
Okay.
It's getting something back to the club. It's getting something for the fans. Right. That's what we're in this for. Went out again, man. Come on, Egal. We went out again in the 3rd round of the FA Cup.
And you want to know something?
Go on.
At this moment in time, you guys, we were just speaking about all the things that have happened that are negative, but I don't feel like Jez, can you name anything positive that's happened in the last 5 years?
Not a lot. Not really.
So how did we get from being a team that was 8th to challenging for the league? It didn't just happen overnight, bro.
Yeah, but we haven't won anything, mate.
I understand we haven't won anything, but you understand that for you to say nothing's happened in these years is ridiculous. Because you don't get from a team that is getting battered every week by Man City, Liverpool, to now genuinely one of their biggest threats for the league every year. Now, I know we haven't won the league, but the last 2 seasons we've been extremely close, and I don't think it's a coincidence that this manager has been able to get us to that level. Now, I think the board and the people behind the scenes are the major issue, and they've been the ones that have been holding back this team from getting over the line. But if you guys think Arteta's the problem, show me your evidence to say Arteta is the biggest issue, and you guys have not been able to do that. It's been more about emotions of not winning, talking about standards, but the same standards when it applies to having to see another team lose, you guys are like, you know what? Forget about that standards. I'm going to throw that out the window. I hope our title rival absolutely batter our local rival in order for us to lose the league.
But Egal, you have to accept, please, surely, you're an intelligent man. Everybody here is intelligent people, right?
People in the chat question that about me. I get it.
Ignore some of the hate, Egal. Ignore some of the hate.
We
all get it on here, unfortunately. Some of the
Egal, turn the chat off.
Yeah, just turn it off.
Yeah.
we're having a proper debate, adults. We're not idiots in the chat. Some of these people are idiots. Like, forget all that, right? The point I'm trying to say to you, Egal, is this, right? Yeah, I'm a lot older than you, and that's fine. And I've seen Arsenal. That doesn't matter. But the fact I'm trying to say to you, my friend, is we have not won anything.
I know, but Jez, a lot of teams don't win. There's only one team that can win the league. There's only one team that can win the Champions League. I know there's 2 other trophies which we haven't won and we haven't taken serious. I get that. As a club of our size, we should win, but at the same time, you have to earn it. You don't just go from a stage in which your team is not good.
How long does it take?
Guess what? We're not Real Madrid. We're not Bayern Munich. We're not in a league where it's 2-3 teams. There's a lot of teams in this team, and Man City have invested more money than us. They've had better squads than us, and we've been unfortunate that they've beaten us to the punch in the final couple of days. But they were the better team at this moment in time. Small margin between Arsenal and Liverpool. We could be so close to getting that league title and being that elite team that we want to be. We just need to address that final piece of the puzzle and sort out the forward line. If we now go and sack Arteta and throw our toys at the Prem, and a bunch of these players start leaving because they don't trust the direction the club is going in, I don't think you guys have the same faith in Arsenal because you don't trust the manager, and you don't trust anyone at board level. But the manager is the person who's getting these results. The manager, it's not a coincidence since Arteta's come in here that we've been a serious outfit versus majority of the top teams. When was the last time you seen us get battered by another top team in the Premier League? When was the last time you seen us get battered by anybody? The best team we faced in the Champions League, Inter Milan, only beat us by 1 penalty. This is a team that's smacking teams left, right, center every week. I think you need to stop. I think you need to stop thinking about it as, yes, we didn't win. Yes, we didn't win league titles the last 2 years, bro. Yes, we didn't. Yes, we didn't win the league title the last 2 years, but we wouldn't even be in a league title race if it wasn't for Arteta.
Okay, guess what? What's better, 8th or 2nd?
This irrelevant point.
Answer the question. 8th or 2nd?
2nd is better.
Why?
Because you're higher up the table.
Okay, so you lost by less. Okay, cool. Let me ask you a question as well.
Are you seriously sitting there and telling me 8th and 2nd is the same?
Yeah, because the predefined metric, none of our opinions count because it's been there for 150 years. The predefined metric is, the team that finished first hold the trophy. The rest of you dickheads lost. Now what happens is we go on pre-season. We all start on 0 again. There's no progress because we're on 0. And we compete again. Oh, now 5th. What's better, 5th or 1st? Oh, 1st. Cool. Progress. This is a Premier League, global marketing scam, a Ponzi scheme. Let me tell you this right now. Let me ask you a question. You said it takes time, yeah? I heard what you were saying. Cool. What phase are Ajax in? Can you tell me what phase they're in?
I don't watch it.
You don't know, irrelevant, but you know football because you see it all over the internet. Ajax, do you remember when they smashed up their stadium 18 months ago?
Ajax, no,
but you see, let's not pretend.
I have no idea what's going on.
Jez, let me land this point, Jezza, yeah? 18 months ago, we all see the Ajax Ultras blitz their stadium to pieces, yeah?
What's
with the water tanks. No, it's not irrelevant because you don't know what I'm going to say. Yeah? They were second bottom. Yeah? Their Ultras are swinging off the fucking stanchions, calling them out. Yeah, they're smashing their stadium to pieces. They sacked their manager after 11 or 7 games or whatever it was. Yeah, he was second bottom. Yeah, second bottom. Ajax, big Ajax. And Cruyff and all them, man. Total football. 18 months later, where's the manager sitting right now, guys? Oh, he's sat top of the fucking league, but nobody can do better. So you sacked the guy that you employed. The man them are smashing up the stadium. Water tanks are out. The horse police. Yeah. Oh my God. Shit. They're kicking shit out the stadium. Let's get rid of him. 18 months later, they're now 3 points clear of a game in hand. It's almost like accountability counts, isn't it? The correlation is every other country other than England has accountability for bullshit.
Okay. Can I
Thank you.
can I respond?
Can I just
1 second. Lee, me and you don't go to as many games as the other 4 in the panel. Why don't you guys hold them accountable? Why is it me?
Ego,
do.
can I just finish up what I was going
How
to
do
say?
they hold them accountable?
do.
They still go to the game.
Jez threw his season ticket back.
No, but why?
Yeah. DJB gives it to his sons.
He still pays for it.
And fucked off Newcastle away. Bless up DJB. We told you don't go there. Waste the time.
Fucking hell, come on, guys. Let me finish, please. Please.
I didn't interrupt you. Lee did.
No, I'm not saying you did, mate. And I'm being respectful to you and to Lee. The point I was trying to make to you, Ego, right? I innocently asked you when you started watching Arsenal. You've seen great success at Arsenal Football Club, right? You've seen all the amazing things that went under Wenger and all that and everything else, yeah? The double, all them things. FA Cups, fucking loads of them, yeah? And you saw the Invincibles. Whether you were there, doesn't matter. I don't care whether you were watching at home, wherever you were living. I don't give a shit, right? But the point I'm trying to put to you, Egal, is this. Do you not want to see that again? Do you not want to see us actually challenge for doubles? Do you not want to see us pick up that trophy like we used to do? Do you not want to see us pick up the FA Cup? I'm not going to talk about League Cups because we've only won 2 of them in my lifetime. So we ain't great in that, right? Do you not want to see us be a club, Egal, that can actually challenge in Europe and get to where Kenny Ken went, to Paris, to watch the Champions League final? I wanted to go. I couldn't get a bloody ticket. I couldn't get a ticket.
Something? It doesn't happen overnight. I understand this.
I was lucky to go to the Cup Winners' Cup final when we beat Parma 1-0. Yeah, I was lucky because I was a season ticket holder and I could get a ticket. Egal, respectfully to you, sir, do you not really want to see us do that again? Because all I hear from you, right, is we're challenging. We're challenging. We're challenging.
Pressure on myself. I told them.
Please. We are challenging, but we're not winning.
Okay. I think the last two seasons, maybe not the last 2 seasons. The last 2 seasons have been very enjoyable for me as an Arsenal fan, even though we haven't won. I'm not saying I'm happy that we didn't win. I want to win. Everyone wants to win. It's just I choose to view things differently than you do. You view things as everything is down to winning or losing, and that's the ultimate failure of the season. I view things as, you know what? We did not win, but these are the positives. These are the negatives that I take away from the season, and we go and we kick on. And as for wanting to win trophies and wanting to see trophies, I've seen us challenge for the league the last 2 seasons. I've seen us take out. I've seen us go and have some of our best wins against some of the top teams that we've seen over the last few years. I've seen us be a lot more of a serious outfit in the Champions League and in the league, where teams don't take us as a joke anymore. And personally, I think my mentality is that Arsenal are going to get there. I see the direction the club is going in, and I don't want to rock the boat and start kicking people out that I don't think are the ones that are the problem. I think the people that are the problem, Edu has gone, and we need to replace him. I think another person that's a problem is the board and their inability to be effective in executing transfers. And I don't think Arteta being the one that leaves is the solution to our problems. Jez, sometimes you have to look at things that you don't view things a certain way as somebody, and it's not that your opinion is right. It's just they view things differently, and it doesn't mean you're right or I'm wrong. We both want success. It's just the way that you see how we're going to get to success is different to the way that I see.
You know what, Gal? I totally agree with what you just said there. I totally agree with what you just said. That does work for yourselves as well, as I know you know it does. And I think all of us tonight all want to bloody win. Like what Jez has said is, why don't we want? Absolutely, we all want to bloody win. I think we see that absolutely differently. All 6 of us on here, maybe even 6 of us that thought we agreed with each other at times. Probably we don't. I know I definitely disagree with some of the stuff Kenny says, some of the stuff Lee says, some of the stuff that you certainly say, Gal, and you and I know that. But we all want to bloody win. We just get frustrated with what we're seeing at the moment, right? Let me do these super chats, because we do have to come to some form of close. Otherwise, it's going to be about a 6-hour show.
No, come on, Dan. No work rate, mate. No work rate, mate.
Oh, right. Gunner's used to about 8-hour streams now. Him. Anton says, who's under more pressure to win their next league game? Arsenal after Dubai or Liverpool after Plymouth?
Liverpool, because they play next. They play tomorrow.
Well, Liverpool got to win tomorrow. If they win tomorrow, I honestly believe they're going to win the league. And I know a gal will come down and shout me down, but I actually think that if they win tomorrow, 9 points, that's job done. In
Dan, you also have to factor the injuries, right? Or is that gonna take
and red cards and refs and all this. Yeah? Sue says, "Come on, people. There's been over 1,000 here. There's been over 2,000 for Madrid. Most of the
I would
show.
say, come on the toffees, or else.
Can I just say one more thing? Because I don't
Go on,
like everyone to go. And it's a general question, Gal, but you can join if you want. And this is to everyone on the panel, because I've discussed it with on Jay's channel, and I've discussed it with Lee. And this is a general point, and I actually mentioned that point to Tossing, who it looks like he left about 10 hours ago, but he was in the show. But back to the situation. I think this is a serious question. It's a general concern. My opinion is we've never been in a title race this season for one reason or another. And I'm not just talking about mathematically. I'm talking about the way we play. We don't look like title challengers. So my situation is now to the panel who've got to think independently from me. Are we actually in a title race? Hand on heart. Genuinely, this has nothing to do about catching everything out. It's just
mathematically, yes, Kenny, but the way we're playing, no.
Title race.
The way we're playing, no. Mathematically, yes. I think.
I personally think that we are not, and the reason why I think we're not in a title race is because we haven't got the strike force to score enough goals in vital situations. We haven't got the players. We haven't got the attack to win the league. You can't win a Premiership without quality in attack, and Liverpool have quality in attack. Injuries aside, doesn't matter about injuries.
Outside of Mo Salah and Gakpo, their attack is dog shit.
Liverpool have got a better attack than what we've got, and that's what's going to get them over the line. Mathematically, we're not at the title race.
Outside of Mo Salah, they don't and Gakpo.
Don't do this again. Don't do this again. Don't do this again.
1 second.
Outside of Saka being fit for 4 years, outside of this and this and
Jota's
this
better
and
than
this.
one second, Lee.
Jota when he's not injured.
Eh?
Jota when he's not injured.
Yeah, he's better than Havertz.
But he's been injured all season.
He's not better. He's not reliable. He's always injured.
Who's not better?
Jota is not reliable.
I would have Gakpo in my Arsenal team over
I mentioned Gakpo, to be fair,
and Martinelli. I'd have Salah.
Are
you telling me you want
Havertz over Jota?
Bro, Jota's linked to Arsenal today. All of you guys are saying fuck off.
No.
I didn't say that.
I'd have Jota in a heartbeat.
You guys want a hospital bed. Man misses minimum 20 to 30 games a season.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying.
But he still scores more goals than Kai Havertz.
He's better than Havertz.
No, he doesn't. Havertz has outscored Jota the last 2 seasons.
The last 2. Why haven't we got the last 5?
Because he was at Chelsea. He wasn't at Arsenal. I'm not judging him when he was at Chelsea.
Kenny Ken asked a question, and I'm giving an honest answer. I think that we will fall short again, and it's nothing new than what we knew back in the summer. We will fall short again is because our attacking threat is not strong enough and not good enough. And this club knew that last summer. It knew it in January, and we still haven't rectified the problem. So therefore, on that basis, doesn't matter about injuries. I don't care who's in charge of the club, who's sitting in the dugout. You cannot win Premiership titles with Kai Havertz as a makeshift striker who we bought as a midfielder.
So give Arteta credit for doing what he's doing with this makeshift team.
No, I'm not. Listen, I'm not dissing him. I haven't disrespected Kai Havertz. There are some things in some games that I think he's done very well in. I'm not disrespecting Kai Havertz. I'm just pointing out to the facts. Kai Havertz is not a striker. We haven't got a striker at the club. And I've been brought up with strikers at the club. I've been brought up. I've been fed strikers on the clubs. Ian Wright, Thierry Henry, Frank Stapleton, John Radford. Yeah, I can go on and on and on and on about the strikers. Malcolm McDonald. Yeah, I can go back on strikers after striker after striker. This club for the last 2 seasons have not had a striker. Gabby Jesus.
And are you impressed for how we have?
I didn't want to sign Gabby. I didn't want Gabriel Jesus. Manchester City, a club like Manchester City and Pep do not sell players if they think that they can do a job at the club.
That's not true.
If he was any good, he would not have been sold by men.
They sold the Argentinian kid. What's his name? What's his name? Julian Alvarez. And he's killing it over at 30.
They needed him right now. In my opinion, Gabriel, I didn't want Gabby Jesus. I thought Arsenal could do better. I thought they could have done better in that transfer window when we signed Jesus. I thought there was players around that could have done better. And as I said, Kenny asked the question. We ain't going to win this. If Liverpool take maximum points tonight, we are not winning this league. You've got to face Egal. You've got.
I don't disagree with that.
No, you've got to face the facts. You have to face the facts on this season. Whether you like Liverpool or not, or you've got a hatred for Liverpool. Liverpool under this manager this season have been a better team, player for player, pound for pound, on average in every single game, more or less 9 out of 10 times has been a better team than Arsenal Football Club this season.
That's not what I'm debating though. I'm not debating Liverpool versus Arsenal. I'm just looking at Arsenal. And when I look at Arsenal, you've just pointed out how we're inferior to them in one major area. But in the same breath, you're one of the people who are saying Arteta needs to be held accountable and criticizing the manager. You can clearly see the problem area. You can clearly see what needs to be rectified, but you still are saying the manager is the main issue.
Okay, then. So if Arteta was
getting the best out of this situation,
so if Arteta was manager at Liverpool,
he wins the league.
He wins the league.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mo Salah, injury, fitness. Understand, we're 6 points behind.
We had Saka, Saliba, Thomas Partey, Odegaard, everyone fit last season. We didn't win it, bruv.
Because Man City.
So why is it different?
Because last year was a 3-horse race and Man City were better than
it. Was a 2-horse race.
Honestly, I respect your. I asked you a question and I respect your answer. You said that if Arteta was at Liverpool, he wins the league. Okay, that's fine.
No problem. I don't think Arne Slot's a better manager. I don't think Liverpool are much better and superior to Arsenal. I just think at this moment in time, they have Mo Salah, who's a much better player than everybody we have in our team.
Well, when they didn't have Mo Salah,
wins the league.
When they didn't have Mo Salah, the year before, and the year before that, they still won 2 trophies.
If Arteta wins the league at Liverpool, that means that Arteta wins the league with a Liverpool team because they've got better players in a striking sense than Arsenal have.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
think therefore, then, why the hell did we not? I want to know as a fan and as a going supporter, I want to know where it went wrong with this football club after finishing 2 points behind Manchester City. Why we did not strengthen in key areas at this football club. And people can talk about progression. In order to make progression, you have to strike while the iron's hot. And we are going to start. I'm not saying we could or we will, but the facts remain is if we do not sign players in the right areas and have appropriate cover for players that are getting injured, we are going to end up going backwards. And all that progression that we have made, will be for nothing. Because we have not.
I have something to say. This season, not winning could be a blessing in disguise, in one sense. And you guys are going to lose your shit. All of you guys are about to lose your shit. But we've been able to now unearth. We've been able to get Ethan to actually get game time because of the situation we've been in, and he's now shown. Okay, bro, I'm gone. Have a good night, guys. Peace out.
No. If we get Ethan, no.
Man, rage quit. Another
Oh, yeah.
diversion tactic. Like, what are we doing here? Diversion. Win or piss off.
Yeah, it's just honestly, the problem that, as I said, the problem is Kenny Ken asked a good question, and it's the honest answer. Liverpool are a better team than Arsenal this season.
We're a better manager.
It's pure and simple. They've got the strikers, they've got the midfield trio. I mean, Igal said that we've got one of the best midfields in Europe. That was his words. How is Declan Rice alongside Marino?
Party. Odegaard.
The best midfield. I don't understand. If you look at Liverpool's midfield this season with Gravenberch, McAllister, and everything else, they've looked far more solid than we have. And
Look at
just
Madrid. Look at Bayern
view.
Munich.
That's from a point of view. That's not about managers. That's just looking at on the field of play on a football point of view. Look at their midfield trio and look at our midfield this season, and they look far more accomplished than what we do. You know, it's just, that's just the facts, guys.
Listen, we've been going way too long, and Igal's had enough. I need to go. Kenny looks like he's done.
I'm done.
All of us
well,
are.
mate.
Big up to everyone, man. I really appreciate this. Has been a mad show. Big up to everyone that's been here. Really appreciate every single one of you for being on, coming on here, let alone for being up here this long. That is unbelievable of you all. And big up to everyone in the chat, man. It's been unbelievable. I couldn't read all of the super chats. I pinned as many as I could because it was just never going to end otherwise. Yeah, that's where we're at, people. Big up to every single one of you. I really appreciate it. Make sure you like the stream. Make sure that you do also hit subscribe. We've hit 33,000 tonight subscribers. Unbelievable
Congratulations,
stuff.
Dan.
So,
Well
thank
done.
you, man.
Well,
Really appreciate that.
Well done, mate.
You know what it is? I
Cheers.
want to congratulate all the YouTubers. That's Jez and Lee, because at the end of the day, I could never, ever do what you guys do, because
No, it's brilliant.
you
No,
see
big up
the
to them.
chat. Your chat, people have been personal, and I don't know how you put up with that. But respect to all of you guys who
Just
have
there,
that
Kenny.
kind of
It's
work
words
rate
on the
and
screen,
thick
mate.
skin.
You know, you just made me laugh there, Dan. You just made me
Go on,
laugh
mate.
when
Go
you
on,
said
mate.
about 33,000 and Ken fucking Lee's like 115,000.
I know.
I just today broke 6.6. That's
Well,
like,
big up, man. Big up.
Come on.
you know,
Big
it's
up.
like- it's like
Big up
I'm-
to you, Jez.
it's like-
Absolutely. And
What
on that note, make sure that you go and follow all of these people, man. You know, you're already following Lee Gunner, Lee Reacts. Make sure you're following Kenny Ken, DJB, and make sure you're following Arsenal, the History, and more, and get Jez up to 10K, which is his next one. So let's do it, people. Listen, big up to you, Jez. Big up Kenny. Big up Lee. Big up DJB. Big up to Tossin, Harry, and of course Igal, and everyone else I've missed tonight. There's been so many people that have jumped on. It's been a quality show, man. Considering Arsenal ain't played, there's certainly been enough to talk about. Nearly 4 hours worth of content. So big up to you all, man. I really appreciate you all. We're going to be sending you over to Sarcasm City TV. Go spam the chat of Flawless
Vampire.
and go spend some love. And go
I
spam
think
his chat.
Saeed's still up, isn't he? Yeah.
Saeed will be up. He's not live though. I think Sarcasm City TV is where we're sending.
Yeah,
Big up to Flawless.
He's a
Flawless
vampire,
is
mate.
always. He's on. Yeah, he's mad, man. So
You know,
yeah, go and
what?
spend
I
some
know
love over
Saeed's watching, but I got a left field prediction. I could just see them fluking the Europa League and the FA Cup. I could just see
one of them,
doing
I think. I bet they fluke one of them. I bet they stink one
I
of
think
them.
they
and
win
Man
one
City will
of
probably
those
win the FA
trophies,
Cup.
Man United.
I think City will win the FA Cup. I think
Yeah, that's what I think.
I think their time in Madrid's done. I think City will win the FA Cup.
Man United Europa League.
Do you know what? I've got a funny feeling. No matter how bad
Bilbao win it.
Yeah, I reckon. I don't know. I reckon City will sneak
Let's
the
see.
FA Cup.
Listen, people, we're out of here. Otherwise, us guys will not go to bed. Big up to every
No.
single one of you. Really appreciate it.
Big up,
See you
Ben.
next time. Take it
Talk to you
easy.
soon.
We're out.
Cronky out.
Take it
Cronky out.
easy.
See you soon, guys.
Take care, boys. Take care.
Take care, Jez.